We've got 2 new sponsors that you just got to throw into your phone just in case you need them.
You can look like a hero, when all hell is breaking loose.
Yeah.
When you're locked out of your vehicle, you're on the side of the road, your family's yelling at you, and you look like a hero because you put Viking Lock Service, VikingLocks.com. Put that in your phone. 407-308-0303. If you mention us, you get 20% off.
They are the most well-equipped locksmiths in Central Florida. You're not going to call and get some call center. They're a local family-owned company.
Yeah, man.
You're going to get a professional that comes out to your car and helps you get back into your car because that's what you need when you're locked out in your car.
This isn't that automated junk where you're waiting for it. This is an actual locksmith coming directly to you.
Yep, and Daniel's right. If you mention Tom and Dan, you get 20% off. If you get locked out of your car, remember VikingLocks.com. And also, if you need junk removed, here's another company that we work with. It's Bucket Brigade Junk Removal.
Yeah, man, they are fireman-owned and operated, licensed and insured. They'll give you a free estimate. They're competitive on all pricing, locally owned and operated. And like I just said, firemen, veteran-owned and operated, super great guys. We had them in here to talk. They're really, really cool, and they can help you get that junk out of here.
And they service all of Claremont, West Orlando. I mean, if you have a big hoarder house that you need. I mean, that's the thing. It's like a lot of times you have a bunch of furniture, a bunch of garbage, appliances, and you're calling your buddy with a pickup truck to go to the dump.
I'll just make fun of you. Yeah. Call these guys. They'll get it out of them.
Just call Bucket Brigade Junk Removal, and they'll come easy. They'll give you an estimate over the phone.
They're great folks.
And they'll come pick it up, get it out. Who cares? Once they'll take it to landfill.
Yeah.
And that's what you need. So bucketbrigadejunk.com. Put that in your phone, and also VikingLocks.com. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. Just search at Tom and Dan Live. If you would like to watch the video component of this show, like and subscribe. It certainly helps out a lot.
Jeff Howell's here. How you doing, Jeff?
Tom and Dan, how y'all doing? EJ, how you doing, buddy?
EJ is also here.
Don't mention me. Jeff Howell's more important
Jeff
than I am,
Howell's
for
here,
sure.
man. We haven't seen Jeff Howell in forever, and he's drinking a Tom and Dan Corporate Time Red Lager.
That's a great beer.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Hourglass Brewery.
And EJ's here because he had off for Veterans Day.
You're not a veteran. Why are you off? Get to work.
I know.
Now, are you a veteran?
No, he's not. I've seen the commercials, and Gronk is always trying to get the...
Dudes on dudes.
No, Gronk is trying to get...
He jumped out of a helicopter this weekend.
He's trying to get the... what is it? He wants
AA?
He wants to get the military bank.
No, it's insurance.
Yeah, or whatever it is. And then everybody's like, you can't get it, Gronk. You're an idiot, Have you seen those commercials?
Yeah.
Oh, for the military, they play up to the military.
Yeah. Well, it's I always thought it was like a military, is it insurance? I don't even know what
I think it is insurance.
I just know that military people say to me, they're like, you can't have it. I'm like, well, that makes me want it. Anything I'm told I can't have. I'm like, God damn, I want that so bad.
And then you're like, well, how good is it? And then it turns out it's like, not that good.
Not that good. Not that good.
It's a little bit good, but it should be way better for military only.
Oh, my God.
How do they decline anything if you're a veteran? God.
Yeah. I know, right? Well, perfect tie-in.
Well, thank you to all the veterans out there. Yeah. And I thought about this on Veterans Day, that if you have someone in your life that has fought in a war, and is willing to talk about it, I remember talking to my pop-up in his garage.
Have them tell you the gory details.
I remember sitting in his garage, and he was telling me about World War II.
What was it like burning down a village?
And it's crazy to hear an experience like that, because I can't even begin to relate to it, except for movies.
Yeah.
And then you hear people tell it firsthand. It is nuts.
Yeah, the people you love. And the other thing is, we back in the Monster Day before you were on it, we had a congressional.
What the hell this guy's talking about? Are you having a stroke?
Congressional. What was his name? Sammy Davis. Said we had the Congressional Medal of Honor winner.
Yeah.
And he came on the show, and so it was a big deal, and he told his story. And as he was telling his story, I'm going, there's no way this could be real. There's no, because it was so fantastic.
And you challenged him right there. You're like, these are... Why are you exaggerating?
Yeah, but
I remember he did he said his lifeless body fell to the bottom of some body of water.
Yeah.
And then he said he could feel the heat from the shell casings on his feet. And I remember thinking... No, you couldn't feel the shell casings. You could feel the heat on your feet. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you go and read the book of Congressional Medal, every one of them reads like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
nuts.
Yeah, it's like if you put it in a movie, you'd go, "Oh, this is way too long.
over the top."
But, and I'm not saying I don't believe it.
And I could be wrong, but I believe that his was used
Forrest Gump.
for Forrest Gump.
He was
really?
going in and getting the
getting
in
his
Vietnam.
friends to come back when he was injured.
That was Sammy Davis.
Yeah.
I got to meet that guy. Like,
Oh, he's a great guy. And
6
listen,
or
I do
7
believe
times.
him. I do believe I don't get
Yes.
beat up by a bunch of.
EJ does not believe him, and that's why you two are here today. We're going to do the first
He's
ever
bigger than
Devil's
me. He
Advocate.
can
We're
take
going to
care
do
of
a
himself.
debate. We're going to do a Sammy Davis debate on whether or not it happened or no. But no, he was a super nice guy. And I
Yeah,
remember,
they were great.
I also remember seeing a Congressional Medal of Honor in person is kind of weird and cool. It's like seeing the
Or a Purple
Lombardi Trophy. It's like you're like looking at it. You're like, whoa, that's wild, man. Very like you're detached from it.
Yeah.
So, Jeff Howe,
Yes.
how have you been doing?
I've been doing great. As of, I would say, a month and a half ago, I am officially semi-retired.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Wow, man.
It feels great.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I
What does
wanna
that even mean?
Yeah.
Oh, semi-retired?
Yeah. Like I can't even think of you not playing. So
Yeah.
like, explain to us like what that means for you.
Well, what happened is for the last 3 years, since my son with the airplane thing fell through because he has serious depression and anxiety, and you can't fly. They will not if you're diagnosed. You can't touch the wheel of an airplane.
Yeah,
so
I know.
He
I've been told that many times. About, no, seriously. Like I thought. Like one day I was like, I'd love to fly a helicopter.
Yeah.
And helicopter people would email me and they're like, yeah, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, just hide it.
So
Yeah, like everything else.
Yeah, just keep
Well,
it a
they
secret.
Hide everything. Remember when we used to hide everything?
Yes.
Everything. Intelligence level, sexuality, everything. Hide it all.
Yeah.
But he, so when he came back, he didn't really know what to do, and I just said, well, look, this is all I know how to do is play music, entertain.
Yeah.
I said, why don't you just come up and start playing with me, see if you like it, and if it seems like something you want to do, we'll start working on getting you to where you can do it by yourself and make a nice little career for yourself. And so he did for 3 years, and I told him a year ago, I said, at the end of this year, I said, I'm going to, I'm just going to retire. And I'm going to give you all my gigs. And so I've handed over my gigs. Not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah.
And I still have a few commitments I got to do.
Sure.
But after January 1st, I've got a couple of bookings, but, just yearly bookings like the Manatee Festival and things like that.
Is it weird is there any, like you're not a very nervous person like I am. I've always come to you for advice and you're always like very honest and like just, you seem to have your S together.
Well, I feel like it.
Are you scared at all? Like, is there
For him?
Yeah, for you.
Oh, no.
Is there any anxiety in there whatsoever?
No.
Now for him.
I did have anxiety about him because he has anxiety.
Gotcha.
But about 3 or 4 months ago, he was just ripping it on guitar. He's singing. If you hear his voice, you're going to go, that can't be Jeff Howell's kid. He can actually sing.
Yeah, he's really good.
And his mom can't sing either. So something's happening there.
Just the molecules lined up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just lines up.
But he's got a beautiful voice. But anyway, I was worried about him getting out there in front of people by himself with the anxiety. He told me 4 months ago. Well, when 4 months ago, I asked him, I said, "What happened, man? It's like you just come out of your shell." And he's just he goes, "Dad, I woke up 6 months before that." He goes, "I just said I'm not going to give an S anymore." And I went, "That is the secret of life. That is." Except when I'm talking to you.
What is the S we're speaking of here?
Yeah, y'all can't. Well, you can dump stuff, but I don't want you to have to do a bunch
not caring is like you and I struggle with that sometimes. You come in here and a lot of times the better you are is when you're not inhibited by that fear of what you look like or what you sound like or any of that.
Especially with art. But then if you think of like in business, you have to care. And then you're driving yourself crazy. And
they're two different disciplines.
It is. Yeah. I can do them both. No big deal. Keep going.
But anyway, he's killing it. And so a month and a half ago, he did his first gig by himself. Well, Tom the Bomb played with the sax player, but they played House of Blues, and he secured the gig at House of Blues. So he's playing there once a week.
Nice.
And then he's taken over my gigs slowly but surely. He's doing Wakaiva now. He's doing Mama Romano's and so the whiskey. So
Who's doing the woodshed? Are you still doing the woodshed?
Yeah, the woodshed?
Yeah.
I love the woodshed.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Ding dongs everywhere. Look at all those big, long, unworkable ding dongs.
They don't bother me
Jeff,
anymore.
No.
This is the American dream you're describing right now.
Yeah.
You're
handing the baton. You're passing the baton.
Yeah. You built a small.
We can't do that.
You built a small business, and now you're handing it over to your son.
Yeah.
Like a plumber would do. Like you have a bunch of accounts. You
Andrew's
train
dad
him.
wanted to do with his insurance company. He's going to hand it over to either her brother John or to Andrea.
Yeah.
It didn't go that way, but so I think that is the American dream. This is wild, man.
The second gig that he did was at the Whiskey, and we had a good crowd there. A bunch of family and people that he knows.
Sure.
And I said, ladies and gentlemen, the reins, the business, I turn it over to Casey, and he looks at my $1,200 worth of equipment on stage. He goes, "The empire is mine."
Yeah. This is like a really sad Game of Thrones. I know, right? It's like the king is passing on. The kingdom. Does he get the dogs? Do you give him?
You know what? Here's the thing. When you can sing, you don't have to be funny. I had to be funny.
Really? I always loved your voice.
Really?
I did.
Yeah, you're in a minority. You are.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'll accept that.
It's gotten better, though. So.
Yeah.
Now, are you playing at all? Or okay, so there's still some gigs. And
yeah. Like I did a party Saturday, and it was me, it was Casey, it was Tom the Bomb, and Rick Bailey flew down for the guy flew Rick Bailey down for the party.
Rick
too.
Bailey rips.
Oh, he's awesome.
That guy's an amazing musician.
Yeah.
And so, when did you make this decision? Was it when Casey was like, when you saw, you're like, oh, I could pass? Because without your son doing it, then you would still be doing it.
I need to keep working. Yeah, and see, I actually went longer than I wanted to. I've been wanting to do this for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But I needed to keep working to get money in his pocket. To keep him working.
Yeah.
And so I worked. I played longer than it did. So I put this off long. But we went to Ireland in July. And I said, after the Irish trip, I said, it was 3 weeks. I said, when we come back, I said, we're going to start working on you doing it. And he was ready. I mean, he goes, let's do it, Dad. I'm ready. So, yeah.
God, that's so cool, man.
I know.
I can't imagine doing that. Like, it would be a dream of mine to, like, hand this over to Maisie and, like, get her in here. Yeah, that would be so cool.
Did it hurt your feelings at all when you told the business owners that, hey, my son's going to take over? And they're like, no big deal. After 20 years of working with them?
I think that's what I was trying to ask. He said it so much better than I did, yes.
Every single place did that. The Mama Romanos, the owners were friends of mine. They used to come into the Red Dog Pub. They were successful. I was unsuccessful, but they would try to help me the best they could.
This place is a failing. Let me buy the dog a bad.
And their son runs the business. He's kind of doing the same thing that I did with Casey, but more successful. And so every time I would come in there, we'd play together. Sometimes I would play just by myself, and then I'd bring Casey in just to give him some work, and he'd play. And so every time I would go in by myself, the son would come over to me, and he'd go, hey, where's Casey? And I said, oh, he's watching football today. He goes, oh, Jesus. Every single time.
I was just thinking about, telling. I remember back when I used to work for a bigger company.
Yeah.
I remember someone told me, like, to negotiate, you have to tell them that you're going to leave. Yeah. That's the only way they're going to pay you more.
Yeah, that's true.
And then
you have to be willing to walk away.
Yeah, and then they'll give you the money.
Yeah.
And I remember telling a boss, like, I think, I may just walk away, and they're like, okay. And then I'm like, well, maybe not then. I'll stay.
I'm thinking. I said I was thinking about it.
And you're like, must be not that good.
Yeah, here's the deal. I was told the same thing, probably by the same person. And, we were never paid enough, or what we were worth. Sure. But, it's a business, and and he told me, you got to be willing to walk away. And I go, well, I'm not willing to walk away, because I get so much, advertising for my gigs out of the thing. And we were making decent money at that time. I said, so I don't, but if I had an ace in the hole, if I had like another gig that was offering me money, then you could go up and do that. But the thing in radio is once they let Bo go, when the show was named Russ and Bo, I went, okay, they'll let anybody go at a heartbeat. You know?
Yeah.
So
that was
it's competitive.
A bit of a tell. Too.
And the other thing is,
and also you cannibalize each other. Like the place starts to you start.
Well, people are willing to do it for free. Everybody's hungry in the entertainment business, and that's what they have. Like because they're like, all right, you want to get paid more? There's a line of people that are
built-in incentive there.
They want to do it for free.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this because we were talking about Bubba a little bit earlier, just reminiscing. Well, when he was on the show, there was
he passed away, by the way. I want everyone to know that. Well, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know. He's dead, just like my mom and dad. All three of them dead.
When he was on the show with the mom, he was really mad at Daniel and what was then Black Bean. You know? And he
can't say that now. I have to delete that.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, I'm fine. No, you're fine. I'm messing around. You can do anything now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you know this.
No, I didn't know
anything
that.
in the world. Now.
Okay. Well, anyway, so he kept coming up to me. He goes, "Those little MA." He said, "They're trying to get me off the show. They're trying to sabotage and get me off the show. They're trying to force me." I said, "Bubba, they're not doing that. Nobody does that." He goes, "Yes, they do." And I said, "No, they don't." He goes, "Yes, they do, because I did it to Bo." And I went, "Oh my God, well, then you deserve it." God damn, that's a true story, man.
I've never heard that. That's hilarious. He's like, "I know they're doing it because I did it."
Yeah. That's like the husband. You're cheating on me, aren't you? They're like, "Why are you so suspicious?" I think he's right.
Oh my God! Hey, go ahead.
I was going to talk to him about when I found out you were coming in, Jeff.
Yeah.
Daniel and I were talking.
This makes you uncomfortable, though, right?
Well,
because you don't know how to gauge it.
So we're about to do a bit plan.
We're gonna do a bit.
We're back, baby! We're on the radio!
I do have to tell you something.
Please.
The last 3 times I've come on the show, I totally bombed because I.
No, you didn't. No.
What are you overthinking? No, because I come in and I always do bits. And when I'm doing bits, look, Dan, look at me.
Call me Daniel.
Oh, okay, yeah. When I do bits, when I'm doing my bit and everything, his face goes through.
That's always my face.
And now he's going to do a bit on me, okay? So take your bit and shove it.
He's ever said, "Oh my God,
Bubba, you're Bubba."
I am Bubba. I'm proud to be Bubba. When I got to the radio station, I'm like, I want to be this guy. Seriously. I was like, this guy knows.
Right now.
Crazy.
I loved him.
He had the most fun of anybody there. Yeah.
Anyway, so I knew Jeff Howell was coming in, so I was like, we need to do a bit. He loves bits.
Yeah,
I'm a bit guy.
We did want to do a bit for you. We did.
So, and then we're like, what bit should we do? And then we're like, wow, let's go over some old Jeff Howell songs. And then Daniel was like, well, Daniel has been.
Well, I know you like IAI, right?
Oh, yeah.
We know that if you go to jeffhowell.com right now, in fact, free shipping on orders over $60, you can buy some of his AI creations and free shipping if you buy a couple. So you buy 4 of them. You buy 4 of them, you get
free shipping.
Free shipping on that. They're $15 a pop.
Yeah.
So we know that you like AI and you've been dabbling in it. So then we thought that maybe we'd show you how we've been using AI.
Yeah.
And I've been using a lot of AI for songs.
Yeah.
Have you dabbled in any of that?
No, I haven't done that.
Okay.
But it's amazing what it sounds like.
It's crazy.
And how fast it does it.
Oh,
so we thought we're like, because we were like, let's take Burnout Cadillac.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Do you want to hear some?
Yeah, let's hear some Jeff Howell Burnout Cadillac.
Oh man, I love that guy.
I was working late one day, feeding out of dust. What did I see? It was a 1962 Coupe de Ville, broke down on Highway 43. The man he was driving.
I haven't heard this in a minute.
Hey, those background vocals, that's Bubba right there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And if you listen closely, he's saying, "I'm trying to get Bo off the show."
Trying to get Bo off the show.
It's just an old burnout Cadillac.
There you go.
So
There's a little Jeff Howe burned out Cadillac.
So I don't know if you knew this, Jeff,
Yes.
but you could take the lyrics of a song and then load it into AI.
Right.
And then tell it what genre of music
Yeah.
you want it to turn
really?
into.
Yeah.
And it'll make any genre of music. So then we took the lyrics of Burnout Cadillac and then we asked AI to play it and make it different genres of music. And it turns out almost every other genre is better than the original.
It's crazy. You want to hear it?
Crazy.
You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Here.
It's almost
Hang on, am I Mama Romano's? What the hell?
Yeah, here it is.
Oh, Jesus, you didn't bring Casey.
Here's some Burnout Cadillac. Here we go. Let's try this is the new Burnout Cadillac. Here we go.
God, sounds awesome.
I was working late one day, feet light of dust, what did I see? It was a 1962 Coupe de Ville, broke down on Highway 43. The man he was driving must have walked away, leaving that car all alone. In the morning it was up on blocks, half the body and engine were gone. It's just an old burnt-out Cadillac.
Print it.
That is good.
Print it. That is amazing.
Not bad.
I mean, that could be a country music award.
What I'm saying is, burn that for me, and I'm sending it out.
Oh, yeah.
As a songwriter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You should.
Because those bro country guys, because see, all my stuff, I consider either blues or kind of folky rock, which you could fit into country.
That's what I told you, right? Blues rock. I said he's blues
rock kind of thing. And, but none of my country stuff sounds like the country stuff today. That does.
It does.
That sounds freaking amazing.
Well, what about God is a River? Like, I know.
Oh, did you do that?
I did. Dude, God is
in a bro country?
No, I did this one I forget what this one is. Hold on. This is God is a River done by AI. Only the lyrics. I did not write this. Jeff, these are Jeff's songs.
These are my lyrics.
Yeah. You wrote this. You own the song.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah,
so here we go.
Copyright.
Oh, yeah, reggae.
Oh, man.
This one's my favorite.
God is a river, I live down to sea.
Holy moly.
Then I felt the cool water rush over me. Wash away my sorrow, wash away my misery.
Good, right?
God is a river, and the river is me. There is no justice when the justice ain't right.
It fits with it fits with the Jamaican, revolution.
That's why I did reggae, because reggae.
Print that.
Okay,
I'm sending it out.
We got one more. We got one more. God is a River. Do you want to hear another God is a River?
Now, what version, what genre is this?
I forget. Oh, we did techno because we tried to do something we figured you'd hate, but it still worked. You write good songs. That's the problem.
Oh well, thank you.
Here, when you write a good song, even AI will read the song and be like, this is a good song. Here, this is. I think this works.
Which.
In honor of EDC.
God is a river, I lay down to sea. Then I felt the cool waters rush over me.
Sing it, boy.
Wash away my sorrow.
Wow.
Wash away my misery. God is a river, and the river is me. There is no justice.
That's amazing.
Right? How good is that? That slaps, dude. That slaps.
I'll never record another song.
That's what I was You picked the perfect time to retire.
You did it. You did it. You forced me into retirement, you bastard.
But this is, you actually.
That's a good ass song, though. Like, if you played that at EDC and just slid it into a mix,
absolutely.
Ain't nobody gonna know. It still works. All those people are on ecstasy. They're praying to the God. They're like, oh my God, they're sweating.
That is
They're taking their drugs. They're taking their pink cocaine.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, if you think about it, like, you are super lucky to be in a small category of humans that live their entire life as a singer-songwriter and retired just before.
As a professional singer-songwriter.
I feel like everything is going to be changed by this, and it's all going to be done different. And, and this is not going to be like no one's going to have your experience,
right? Because they don't have to. They don't have to anymore.
Yeah.
But I feel like the songs though work better. So like, follow me with this. Like when AI has to make a song, it's never that good. They're not. But when I write the lyrics as a human, it will get there. I think it will. Because exponentially, it's just, folding itself over every time like taffy.
Yeah.
But like right now, it's not there. So when I write it, when I take the experience that you have at your age, take those lyrics and put them into the new technology. Right. That's why this works so well.
It's amazing.
It works so well.
I love that.
You know how to do a chorus. You know how to do a bridge.
You
know how to call things.
You got to build a song. You got to weave. Well, I don't want to say weave.
Well, but the thing is, Jeff,
I do the weave.
If you're a current songwriter, right, and you write lyrics, so let's say you write "God is a river," right? You put it into AI, and it could poop out an infinite amount of different versions of in different genres, and like you can mess with it and make it like do it a little bit, like you start tweaking it,
tweak it,
and then you're not going to maybe do the exact same song, but you can get endless inspiration from it. You're like, oh, this sounds good. I never thought about that, and like you start, and imagine that every singer-songwriter is going to use this tool. Moving forward.
Oh, absolutely.
You can do really old too if you want to like take on your old man persona. You can do like this, like a little. Like a super old. Is this what's playing in your brain right now?
I was working late one day, feet light of dusk. What did I see? It was a 1962 Coupe de Ville, broke down on Highway 43.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. I'll give you this program.
Please do. No, but send me those copies.
Yeah, and then
if you would,
you can remix them. You can go in there and remix them and like change everything.
You do the stems, or they give you the stems, or
no? Yeah, they do. You can go in there and like you can like take the persona of the song. They call them personas.
Yeah.
So you just copy it, and then you can like you can change the lyrics.
Yeah.
So if you find something you like, you can basically stamp that song on any lyrics you have.
That is effing amazing.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
So back to retirement, Jeff.
Yes.
I want to find out what are you going to do now for your free time, because it's important. I feel like for anybody to keep busy with whatever they want to do, and that's hard to find sometimes.
I remember certain things just make an imprint on you, and you remember it all your life. It's always floating right there. When I was in seventh or eighth grade, I read a short story, and it was about this guy that had retired, and he was so happy to retire. He was just going to go fish. He's going to take a 6-pack of beer and go fish, and then after about 3 months it was 2 6-packs of beer, and then the next thing you know he became a full-blown alcoholic, and because he was bored with retirement. I know. And see, what I said was I was going to do it the opposite way. I'm just going to be a full-blown alcoholic, and then I'll retire. I'm just going to fish.
But I'm going to eat. I'm going to start eating one fish a day, and then knocking off liquor stores.
Yeah. But that was a bit. But here's
I kind of got sad because you did ask for a beer this morning.
I know. I wasn't going to bring that up.
And I'm like, oh my God, he's saying the truth.
About it.
Y'all don't have any Tom and Dan vodka on you.
We do. We
do.
Oh,
I'll get one of those for
you. Want some kratom?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it all. We got kratom. I got mushrooms on my desk. You want some mushrooms?
No, I've never done mushroom, but are
you still on the weed? You pull back from that?
I pulled back. back. Yeah. I did for a while. I always try to come up with a way to drink that I don't drink as much as that I should. I shouldn't drink too much. So in beer, it's kind of So I watched that. So I got on vodka for a while, but then I was playing one at House of Blues, and this guy said, he was from England. He goes, "Man, I love you," and kept buying me vodka. And usually I would drink a little water in between, but there was there's like 10 vodkas. Well, I ended up going home. I packed up all my equipment, but left my $800 guitar that I just bought.
No.
Yeah. No. There. And I went back and I went, holy crap. So I went to the Lost and Found at Disney, and there's a black girl there, and I said, "Hey," I said, "You're not going to believe this." I said, "But I actually left my guitar on stage at House of Blues last night, and I went to my car, came back, and I couldn't find it." And she goes, "You've been here before." It was the fourth time I'd left a guitar on stage. Yeah, all 3 times before.
You didn't remember it
every time.
Yeah,
God, you should have known her name by then.
All 3 times before they found my guitar. This time they didn't find it. I really liked this one, so yeah.
Oh man!
So I cut back a little bit on that.
Yeah,
probably not enough, but I do the weed right before I go to bed.
Yeah,
to help me sleep. I use it for insomnia. So
I use it for everything.
What?
Get down, gotta get up.
Here's what I hate about it.
Use it on the toilet. Use it at breakfast.
Yeah.
I was never a weed guy. I was always a booze guy.
Me too.
The thing that I hate about weed, I don't mind the buzz, but what I hate about it is my because we talked about this before. I don't watch TV shows, but I love movies. I'll invest an hour and a half in a movie and then leave entertainment alone for. I can't follow the movies anymore.
Yeah, too complicated when you get stoned.
Yeah, because I mean, even stupid movies.
Yeah.
Like Dumb and Dumber.
That's why I just watch porn.
Yeah.
If I get high, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, here's the slippery.
I was watching porn one night, and Drunky the Bear walked through the back.
I know. It's disgusting. That's some boy's father. That's some boy's father.
You're watching an old 2000.
Yeah. I got to tell you,
2003 Shane's World.
My category of porn that I love is VHS.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I like that
kind
too.
Where it skips a little bit. Yeah.
I like them where they have to. I like them where they have to go in and they're like, we actually altered this so you could see the shadows better. I'm like, great.
Here's the small slippery slope with the THC is that you get the medical THC. Anybody can get it. Is that a secret anymore?
No.
Like, does anybody think that
you need? Why 4 didn't pass. Or no, it's 3. 3 passed.
Yeah. Everybody's like, I already got it.
Yeah.
So anyway, you get the medical THC.
I just don't want to smell it everywhere with that commercial. You hear that commercial?
No.
That's the funniest commercial.
When you go into those places like True Leave and those places, you go in there and you can smell the weed in there, and I mean. Everybody coming in is smiling. Yeah. Everybody coming out is smiling.
Oh, yeah. They're all medicated up, and they get right in their car, rocking at it. Drunk as hell.
So anyway, you tell yourself, well, I'm going to do this instead of getting drunk. Alcohol's bad for you. Is it poison or whatever?
Both is really good fun.
Yeah. So you do that, and then you're like, well, I'm going to do it on the weekends. Like, I'm going to the beach this weekend. I'm going to take a little weed pill. And then you're standing around, and you're at the beach high, and you're like, God damn, this is good. and then you're like, well, I'm gonna take it and watch some NFL football on Sunday.
You just take it all the time.
And then you're like, I'm gonna watch some NFL football on Monday. And then you're like, well, I'll just take it before I go to work.
That's the only time I don't.
All day long.
That's the only time I don't. It's work. So but as soon as we're off the mic, when the mics go off,
and then you're like, pull it back. So you didn't answer me, or what you were going to do.
Oh, my God. And Larry, you didn't answer me. I'm going to need an answer on it.
Are you going to do some writing?
Morally safer over here.
Like, are you, like, my uncle retired and just started playing golf, and so he only plays golf.
It drove my dad crazy. When my dad retired, it killed him.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
What do you got?
I didn't shower this morning, but I did trim my beard.
Yeah.
And when I trim my beard and don't shower, I get beard dandruff.
I can see it all over. You can see it. Let's zoom in on that. Hold on, I'm zooming. If you want to see all the hair on Jeff's shirt, go to tomanddan.com.
And sometimes it's a little, gray hair right there. Yeah. And I keep doing this, and it doesn't come up, and then I realize it's the one from my chest poking out
through.
Of my
Yeah. I got gray pubes now.
What you got? What?
I got gray pubes.
Oh, I do too.
Come on.
I
found it yesterday.
But I went to a tractor supply store to get a dolly, and I walked in there, and there's some teenage kid, and I walked in, I have my little sheet of paper that I ordered, I already paid for it online. I go in there, and he goes, I go, hey, he goes, what do you want? I go, oh, okay. But I said, I just ordered this, and what? He goes, well, you didn't need to bring that paper. And I went, I just brought it. I'm going, so we're walking to the back, and the guy keeps, saying stuff. I go, is he taking shots at me? And I'm going,
knock him out.
Yeah, so we get
put a gun in his back. That'll change his demeanor.
And so we got in the back. He gets me my thing, and we're walking out. I go, well, thank you. I take it from here. And he goes, I like your beard, man. And I said, yeah.
Let me put my hand in your pants.
He goes, let me ask. He goes, the color of it. He goes, let me ask a question. Are you an albino or you just old?
You do look albino, though. Look how pink you are.
I'm an old albino.
Everybody look at youtube.com/Tom and Dan Live and look at how pink Jeff Howell is.
I am pink.
Why are you so pink?
Well, because I was doing a bit, and every time I do a bit in front of Tom, I start getting embarrassed.
Do you? I know.
I feel self-conscious.
This guy's an a-hole.
You know what he told me when he first got on full time at the radio station?
Like, I'm coming for you.
No,
pal.
he goes, hey Jeff, you got to tell me something. I said, what's that? He goes, how do you tell a long, boring, unfunny story, but somehow get a laugh at the end?
He is stealing that bit.
That's pretty funny.
I'm like, I need to get this old man out of here so I can get his money.
I'm the Jeff Howell now. I have a long, boring story.
Bubba taught me.
Bubba loved you, man.
I know. We had a lot in common.
He did. He loved you a lot when he was trying to get his license back for the 9th time, and you were sending him money for the Tom and Dan account.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved you in the middle of the night when he needed to rent jet skis. Remember that? Dude called me at 3 a.m. asking me how and where to rent jet skis.
Oh, yeah.
At 3 a.m.?
3 a.m. Got a phone call from Bubba.
That is awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
When the Red Dog Pub was still in business.
Why do you keep bringing that up? Not in our business.
I know, because you know what's funny? When you did bring the beer out, we actually made a Red Dog Pub beer.
Oh, it's a curse.
Yeah, I know. It was like a little bit of, I was back when I like IPAs, and so it had a little bit of hops and just a hint of bankruptcy. And it was
no, it's tough.
I'm betting you again. Okay? I'll bet you up.
I have been told by people that they want to start a bar.
Yeah.
And I think of Jeff and I'm like, don't do it.
Like, have them call me.
And I'm just like, dude, that's a hard ass business.
So
like,
hard.
I honestly, when
hardest business.
When Tiffany did it, I was so scared for her because I was like, do you understand the amount of work this is?
Yeah.
And it's just, there's so much luck involved.
He said, she'll be on OnlyFans.
And you know what?
I'll be there for her.
She's
and I'll
killing
be
it.
there to pick up the pieces.
She's killing it out there. They did an event, and I got to play for it.
Yeah.
She is nailing it. And
it's like the opposite of the Red Dog Pub.
I know. That's what killed me.
What is that called?
Russ says, Jeff Howell, he goes, how many times did you call Tiffany a dumb blonde and look at her now? And I said, I never did call her dumb. I called her a dumb, whatever color her hair is supposed to be.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty funny.
I'm betting, baby.
He's betting.
I'm all
Get this guy out of here.
Yeah, he's retired. She's working her ass off. Who's winning now?
Well, good point.
Jeff Howell.
Good point.
You know, a couple bankruptcies, not that big of a deal.
Well, you learn how to live cheap. You do learn how to live.
Casey's got his, his empire he built. He's not going to be getting the inheritance.
Are there any songs that die with you leaving the band? Are there any songs that die with Jeff Howell leaving?
Yeah, because I've always gone by the 20-year rule. And the 20-year rule is if you're a, small-time musician doing covers, if you do songs that are 20 years old, pop music, the 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds that are out drinking and, maybe pre-kids or, babysitter,
sure,
they're all coming out to see it, and they love those songs because they were popular when they were in their teens or, or in their 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
So he does that. He does 90s and 2000 songs right now. So really, he does Walking in Memphis.
Yeah.
That works. He does have Brown Eyed Girl.
Yeah,
I just say, just keep it in your pocket.
You gotta have
it's
it.
Basically our version of the electric slide now,
Yeah.
So he
you won't have to play it that long.
we're dying off.
Times are ticking.
We are dying off, yeah.
I'm sorry to bring it up.
No, that's okay. No, actually, I can't wait. To die.
I knew that's what I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
But the retirement dream of being able to do what you want and then not have to stress about.
You going to travel or no?
Oh yeah. Well, I will tell you this. July 6th, I got off the plane in Dublin, Ireland. 62 degrees. 20% humidity, and I went. I found a home. Then the other thing that happened, of course, they have their problems over there, but for 3 weeks, I heard nothing about Trump. I heard nothing about Harris. I heard nothing about Joe Biden. it was so lovely, because you can't get away from that stuff.
So
over
you're
here.
turning your back on our country.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
I registered Jeff O'Howell.
I have a lot of friends that go to Ireland and then they go, you know what? I think I want to live here.
And if I had the money,
why not?
If I had the money. I would be there right now, and it's doable. Actually, getting a smaller because I played a small town. You remember the bar Casey's on Central?
Yeah, the bar
but the owner in Wexford.
Wexford,
it's a little small town, 20,000 people. Everybody knows everybody because a lot of them live in those row houses where and so everybody knows. The lovely people, and here's the other thing over there. This is God's honest truth, bizarre world. They think I'm a great singer over there, but they hate my comedy. I'm always bitten.
They've got it wrong.
Yeah, I call it the Tom and Dan country over there.
They've got it so wrong.
Yeah. Why is he bitten? I did hear one lady when I was there. I was getting no laughs, and then I heard one lady whisper to her friend. She goes, "That's the third time he's hit his head on the microphone." I think he's cabbage.
Why? He doesn't need to do all this.
That's awesome. So you're thinking about it?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Interesting.
But it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of thinking, and I don't really want to do either anymore. But I'm going to. God, I am pink.
You're very pink.
My arm is. Wait, let me put my arm back.
You have a very white arm and pink face.
Yeah, I might have
a lot of whites become pink face and white arm.
Yeah. And I don't mind.
Before you leave, Jeff, do you want to plug Casey's bit?
Yeah. Casey Howell. Go see him. He's every Thursday. Casey Howell and Tom the Bomb on sax.
Hell yeah.
Playing every Thursday, House of Blues from 5 to 10. And then just go to jeffhowell.com because I have Casey on my calendar there because he's never done social media. So that's the next step. I wanted to get him playing first, and now we're going to work on the social media, get him a website. But in the meantime, go to jeffhowell.com. It has my calendar. It'll let you know where he's playing. And this Friday, we'll be doing in Davenport, we'll be doing the Big Belly Barbecue Bash. It's a competition and disaster relief charity event. It's this Friday from 5 to 9. Please come out and see us in Davenport. Look it up online, and it will be at... No, I can't see. Tom Fellows Community Center in Davenport. Tom Fellows Community Center. So thank you, guys.
Chat room's making fun that you held up a piece of paper. I don't know why they're so mean. That was a lot of information to get out. They're being mean to you. Yeah. There's no need to be mean to it. Like, there's a lot of info. You have to have a piece of paper. It's a lot of info to get out.
You know what? I like a piece of paper.
Me too.
Because
I was going to defend you on that. That's not fair. That's not like the guy's trying to do
he making that face again?
Charity event, you a-hole.
No.
God almighty.
When people have to get the stuff off their phone, they have to find their notes. They put in their code.
It doesn't work. That's funny.
You just take that paper, put it in your pocket.
Yeah, the paper is the best way. Andrea sent me to Publix yesterday, piece of paper, everything written on it. They made fun of me there.
Yeah.
Some guy, I'm walking by because I always put my piece of paper in the baby spot.
Right.
You know where the baby goes. So I put the list. It's handwritten by Andrea, and I'm pushing through. And so I'm walking by. Some lady goes, look at your list. Mind your business.
It is very old man. I will say that.
All right, me and you.
But anyway,
Jeff, thank you for coming in. Buddy.
I enjoyed it,
We
buddy.
appreciate
Guys,
it. Thanks for being here, man.
You got it, man. My pleasure, and I'm retired now, so I can come back every day.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's great. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. We'll be right back. Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and you can go there and watch us as well. Just search for @Tom and Dan Live.
With us on Zoom is our good friend, comedian Vince Taylor. How you doing, Vince?
What's going on, world? Are we still alive? We good?
Barely. We're here, though. We're breathing. We're good.
So Vince is from the, of course, the podcast New Blurred Order.
You couldn't read your handwriting. I saw that. I saw that he got in there, and he's like, new? He said new was right, but blurred. He's like, what did I write? New blood? New blood?
Yeah, I was like, did I write the B word?
Hey, say it. Experience.
And then I was like, his podcast is called Podcast New Blurred Order. That's how stupid.
Go check out the New Blurred Order and tell us a little bit about your show. For those that may not have ever, loaded it up, what is the New Blurred Order all about?
Well, the New Blurred Order, I mean, it's a show where we as nerds talk about nerdy stuff. Right now, Penguin is hot. Yes. DC Comics has this really dope show. Just had a season finale not too long ago, competing with Marvel. in the Agatha All Along series, which just had a season finale as well. And there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on in Nerd Universe, and just folks like me who are kind of weird and quirky and didn't really get a chance to talk about it out loud, do it on this show. Now, the blurred thing, as you know, comes from me being black, and hopefully that's,
it's apparent. It's apparent. If you're watching, it is apparent.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I mean, but y'all watch these things too, so don't sit there and try to act like I'm the only geeky one in here. Like,
no.
Me and Dan have sat and popped out, man, and I know Tommy's still working on getting them kids Marvelized and indoctrinated, you know what I'm saying?
He got it. They're there, right?
We watch every single Marvel movie, although the past, I think we've gotten past Endgame. We've seen all the Guardians. And now it's like we skip the girl ones. My boys, they're like, Miss Marvel.
What does she do? Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and then now we're
Miss Marvel and the dish rag of doom.
the iron claws. Freaking,
oh my God.
I will say that.
And the villainous vacuum.
In the household chores. I think that this current state of Marvel is passable. Like, a lot of folks ain't really messing with it, but this DC show is up your alley, bro. Like, Tommy, like, I swear to God, like this, like, you were like Sopranos, right? Like, y'all in the Sopranos.
I love, like, that would have been a little bit more, like, I watched that when it was hot and followed it and was on the air when it was hot, and we would talk about it every week. Like, I still have unanswered questions from that show, but yes, I have heard, like, just, my ear on the streets is everybody says Penguin is where it's at. Like, that is the show.
What streets is you in, Dan?
Yeah, it's more like a subdivision. I've got my ear on the subdivision, on the streets of the subdivision. They're more like
cul-de-sac is talking.
They're cul-de-sacs,
right now, right?
yeah.
They're the pressure-washed streets of Baldwin.
Yeah, they're so clean. They're the lily white streets of Baldwin.
Yeah. The
I'm not gonna lie, because Dan does give me like Ed and Eddie's Suburbs vibes a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely sure there's a water hose being jumped through on somebody's lawn every summer with you.
And what a great show. That show, and it still holds up. If you ever catch Ed and Eddie reruns, or if you can watch it, go watch it. Very inappropriate, still holds up.
See,
was it me? Was it just me, or were Jawbreakers like a euphemism for crack on that show? Like they went a little hard for Jawbreakers.
Yeah. Jawbreakers. You know what? I'm glad you brought this up. I'm going to pontificate. I'm going to pontificate on Jawbreakers for a second because they came up in Bob's Burgers. Jawbreaker, the candied Jawbreaker, is a trope that is used in cartoons a lot, but no kids eat Jawbreakers.
Whoa, flag on the play.
It's not a thing.
False.
We never ate them. Like, no Florida kid, like, none of my friends ever ate Jawbreakers. You see them in Bob's Burgers, the kids have the everlasting gobstopper, the Jawbreaker. Nobody.
Yeah, they got.
It's not a thing.
Yes, you did.
The big one.
Yeah, we used to sell Jawbreakers.
No.
What are you talking about?
Wasn't a thing.
We sold them.
I never had it. I was now and laters. We had now and laters. That's all we had.
Now and laters. Yeah.
Tear jerkers.
So
we had tearjerkers, warheads. Did you have Jawbreakers, Tom?
See, the problem with the Jawbreaker is that you have it in your mouth, and then you're tired of it after hours.
So you have to wrap it in cellophane.
You spit it into a napkin or whatever, and then when you go to like suck on it later,
it's got paper.
Yeah, it's got
that's how you put it in cellophane.
Yeah. Well, I'm too lazy, too stupid, and so then I'm like, I just want chocolate.
Yeah, well, the chocolate, I don't know. All I heard was suck on it later. So I'm glad we can have that for editing. But yeah, man, I remember selling all of these different candies, so I'm surprised that y'all didn't have these. I mean, I guess we don't see them in Halloween anymore, so it is what it is.
No, it's not really a thing anymore. Okay, so let's go. Let's jump back to it for a second. Penguin, you saw the final episode. As good as people are saying, and now Colin Farrell is saying,
God.
He's in for a second season, right? Isn't he saying he is?
He's going to win awards. Like I predicted this. Really? Nobody was asking for Penguin. Nobody was looking for it, and that's what makes it better. When you have expectations, you want things to be the way you expected them. Nobody had zero expectations of Penguin because nobody was asking for it, and so they're brilliant enough to make this off-screen character who really isn't the main villain in this show, and they make a show that is comprised of a bunch of misfits. So there's no real way to determine who to root for in the show. Because they're all scumbags. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you might get some good glimmering hope from some of the characters, like, oh, there's some things, some good qualities, but for the most part, they all like, oh my God, these scumbags. And so that's what makes it interesting. And there's no superpowers, very little green screen, and there's no Batman. So they can make a really compelling story without even having to include the actual character that the story is based around. That's when you know it's good. And let's give Colin Farrell his credit, because this dude is in complete latex, whatever, I don't what they call it. My brain. I did a lot of stuff when I was younger to keep my memory not as good as
prosthetic.
Prosthetics. Yeah, all
he's got a ding dong nose.
The ding dong nose, exactly. And that's what's going to get him the awards. Yeah. The ding dong nose award is on the way. Like and it's not just that he looks like some weird dude. His accent, his mannerisms, his fully embodiment of the character Penguin or Oswald Cobb or Oswald Cobblepot, depending on how far you go back, is completely ridiculous for somebody who has not been embedded in the comic book world. Now, don't forget, I think last time we were here, we even talked about the fact that this ain't his first time in a comic book movie. He was Bullseye in the illustrious Daredevil with Ben Affleck and Elektra, which was trash. Yeah. But he was there.
Yeah, he was there. He's done it before. And I have heard that the show, though, is that, and they're already trying to get ready for a part 2 or like a second season, right? They're they think they found the secret sauce.
It's that good, bro.
Now, is there an essence of Batman in there? Like, is he ever mentioned at all, or is there? Or is that
honestly? I'm a big proponent in like level expectations, so I'm going to say nothing.
Okay,
I want you to watch it from start to literally. Like, this is the perfect show for folks who get tired of people talking about comic book shows, because it's not really, if you don't know anything about Batman, Penguin, don't know nothing about nobody, and you just like good TV or good productions,
that's good.
This is a good production.
All right.
So yeah, Tommy, it's up your alley, bro. You ain't got to like it, and ain't no girls in it like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all up for you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to watch it. And now what I'm afraid of, though, is, and this happens with a lot of shows, is the first season is good, and they wrote it out, and someone took a long time thinking about it and writing it, and now that it's a hit, they're like, give us more. So then all of a sudden you yell, give us more to the writer. And he's like, well, it took me 5 years to write the first one. And then you're like, we need it in 3 months.
Yeah, crap it out.
And then so now, and they're like, we need more Batman and we need Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
And
then next thing you know, Lady Gaga's in there singing it up. We got a big old hunk of crap.
So like the people said they want more of this, and they, so then the writer feels pressure, and then the season 2, and they're like, and draw it out because we want to make more money. So draw season 2.
Season 2 is only going to be half of season 2.
And then it's very House of Dragons, where you're sitting there waiting for something to happen, and then all of a sudden you're no dragon fight at the end. All this for nothing.
Well, that's next. Half season.
I know. Well, that's all for nothing.
All right.
And then you get mad. So
that's
I'm afraid.
That's a lot to download, Vince.
We really got close just now. Like, that was a heartfelt, legit monologue.
He is a House of Dragons.
I didn't know he was really going through it.
He's a House of Dragons.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was into it.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah, that's what's up.
He loves it.
So
it makes him and his wife horny. That's what he told me privately. He told me privately the House of Dragons makes him and his wife horny.
Although the incest, it's not.
That's your problem. You don't pick and choose. You don't pick your kink. It picks you.
It bothers my wife more. I think that's from years of taboo watching all the movies. And,
years of something. Yeah, I was about to say. Like, incest is hot right now.
Like, at this point, I'm desensitized by stepdaughters.
Sometimes you got to give your stepdaughter a massage. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, or stepmom, anything step at this point.
Or bratty MILF, bratty sibling.
Or if your hand gets caught in the washing machine.
Oh, yes. Or if you're underneath a glass coffee table that would only be in a porn director's house.
Oh, my God. And did you notice that abortions are okay if it's incest involved? That's the one loophole nobody's ever really seen to jump through.
Wow, Vince going hard.
Yeah. We're just here talking about getting stuck here.
We're just talking about porno.
All right. Oh, my bad.
By the way, I don't worry about that because I'm already gone.
Also, this is just, I don't know if there's any directors of these style porns listening.
I can direct one for you. What do you need?
When you do the shot from under the glass table, I see that her hand is not really stuck. It's just.
Well, you're looking at the wrong thing.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's barely like she just has
she's just resting it on the shag rug.
Like I see that you're not stuck.
Yeah. I see the key grip in the background. He's holding the microphone.
And it's odd that you weren't more surprised that your stepson pulled your pants down. Like you see,
I would call 911. Like if I were in that position, like if the tables were turned, if I had my hand stuck,
you're not squirming at all.
If I had my hand stuck at a glass coffee table and then my nephew, Vince Taylor, came in and pulled my pants down, I would call 911. I'd be like, sir, call 911. Like, I'd call the cops. I'd be like, this man's assaulting me.
You'd be like, what?
Huh? Fellas, yeah, this is way too deep.
Okay, that's fair.
Gotta get in on this conversation.
Sorry,
we wanted to take our relationship to the next level, but we're not ready yet.
I want to be a part of the combo. I need you to post a link in the private chat.
Okay,
give me about 5 minutes, and I'll be back a little later, and I'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Sorry, Vince. You mentioned I want to talk to about.
No, please continue.
I want to talk about Daredevil because you mentioned it, and I saw a list of new Marvel movies and Marvel-related movies coming out next year, and Daredevil was on the list coming out March of 2025. And so who's going to be the Daredevil? The same one?
Yeah, Daredevil is played by Charlie Cox, all right, the same one who was playing Daredevil in the Netflix series. The only question we have now is, will it be as intense, as bloody, as violent as the original Daredevil? One thing we've noticed is that Disney, since they just released Deadpool, they've been releasing Deadpool and some of the rated R stuff including Logan on Disney Plus, that they're not afraid to go there, but it still feels weird, right? Because it's Disney.
It does feel weird.
And it's just weird to have like bloody stuff and like, Disney, like my real question is when they're putting the R-rated stuff, when the real sexual stuff comes out, do they also allow that? Because I noticed that they're okay with the words and the violence, but nothing sexual as of yet. So I don't know, man. If Monsters Ball ever comes to Disney Plus, like I really want to see what happens with that. But right now, the Daredevil coming to Disney is a bit of a let's see what happens, because a lot of us really like those 10-minute long fight scenes that we got on Netflix where he'd get out the elevator or he'd knock folks out in the hallway.
Yeah,
and I'm just a little leery about that happening on Disney. So we'll see what happens, man. But another point, if I could, let's move this forward. In the world of Marvel, what was recently put out there is the fact that Denzel, or as he calls it, Denzel, is finally open to playing a role in a Marvel movie. And I want to know how y'all feel about this.
I mean, like, I think anytime you have an actor that's that incredible that is into it, I think you have to do it. Like, when you have, like, for me, and this is just me taken from, like, talent. Like, when you look at Robert Downey Jr., when you look at these guys that are really good actors, I feel like if what's the guy? Oh, Bill the Butcher. I feel like if he said, hey, I want to do a Marvel movie,
people would be freaking out.
But I almost feel like you have to do it because you have to at least give him a shot. And I feel like Denzel, now I wish it had been younger Denzel, but hey, we don't get to pick and choose that. I'm open to it just because I think he's an incredible actor. How do you feel about it?
I don't like it.
Okay, all right.
And that's weird. It's weird for me to say that.
Yeah, give me that. Why?
Denzel.
Why don't you like it?
I love Denzel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because I hold Denzel in this really high regard. He's like top 5 dead or alive actors.
Okay.
And I feel like top 5 dead or alive actors have managed to kind of stay away from the comic book realm, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to like down the comic. I love, don't get me wrong. I love Downey, Chadwick Boseman. It's not like this dampers their ability to perform. But I just don't know, like me seeing, like Denzel playing Dormammu or coming in some weird costume and like, it just doesn't, I'd rather have my vision of him as old boy from Training Day or with Mo Better Blues or from, or even like, any of these other movies that he played in. When I start to think of him in a costume with powers and stuff like that, I know Equalizer was a thing. I know, Eli, the Book of Eli was the thing, but I just don't know if I want Denzel fighting like a talking raccoon or a tree. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. It just doesn't. it doesn't sit with my soul.
Is it
I'm definitely able to be proved wrong, but I don't know. It's something it's icking me.
No, I get it, and I respect that opinion. Is it kind of like when Samuel L. did Star Wars, and it just like it felt weird, if you look at the picture, even now, like to me it looks weird, and maybe it's because of all the jokes we did, and maybe it's because of what's the movie, the most famous one he was in,
Pulp Fiction.
Thank you, Pulp Fiction.
Well, Samuel,
but when you look at that, okay, you take the screenshot of the council during the round or whatever, however you want to take it, and when you see him at the time, and because he is such an iconic star in my brain, when I saw it, I'm like, whoa, it's a joke.
It took you out of it.
It does. And so is that kind of like you? It's like when you put Denzel and he's dressed like a Hawkman. He's got wings and he's got and then you're like, no.
Now, let me tell you. First of all, how dare you speak ill of Mace Windu of this sort? I got a lightsaber here right now. If we was in the studio, you might have just got sliced. So let's just let that be a thing. For me, it's not that. It's that if Denzel, I would look. His mama called him Denzel. I'm gonna call you Denzel. I don't care if you can't. I don't know if y'all seen the memes online, but he evidently his real pronunciation of the name is Denzel, but we just want to call him Denzel. That's what we do. You know,
it's like when it's like when Filatowski said, "No, I'm sorry, it's Filatowski," and we're like, "Oh my God, we've been doing it for 30 years."
So why did he come out and say that so long after we've all been saying Denzel? Why say it now?
I don't know. I guess nobody ever asked him. I'll never ask. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to put the hyphen on his name or something, man, because it's giving me DeLand from D-Land or whatever.
DeLand from D-Land.
But here's the thing, Dan. Samuel L. Jackson from Jump was grinding, and he was willing to work on crazy movies. We saw this dude in Black Snake Moan. You know what I'm saying? We saw this dude in Snakes on a Plane. Samuel L. Jackson is here to work. He's not here to try to make his image look a certain way. He played a racist slave, all right, in a movie with Leo DiCaprio called Django, of course. So I didn't have this, he's up here. Don't get me wrong, he is. But I'm also still thinking of Samuel L. Jackson from Coming to America, who tried to rob Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall and got put on his back with the broomstick. Go back and watch it again if you're not familiar. Now, I don't see Denzel doing that. I see him avoiding roles like that.
Gotcha.
I see him conscientiously saying, no, I'm here to get the award. I'm here to get the accolades. I'm here to keep myself at this level on some Leonardo DiCaprio type stuff. And I believed it. I was like, well, maybe that's right. Maybe he should keep himself from doing these things. Sure. He's not Idris Elba. He's not any of these. He is on another level. And so now in his 60s, 70s, being like, all right, well, F it. You know what I'm saying? I guess, we're down
like he's giving up.
Well,
it just doesn't.
That makes sense to me.
And I know that I'm going to get for this. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're good.
Something just don't feel right about it, but good luck. I'm going to still watch it.
No, it's like everybody's got their opinion. It's like, no, I absolutely get what you mean, especially because I feel like that's an actor that's close to you and means a lot to you. So that makes sense. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. I got another question for y'all.
Please.
I wish I could throw this. I should have sent y'all this picture. But did y'all see the Dark Knight Christopher Nolan series with Christian Bale and Heath Ledger as the Joker? Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I mean the original movie. Yeah.
Not the original, but the Dark Knight. Yeah, all three of them. Yeah, three. The Batman Begins, the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so the Batmobile in that movie, Warner Brothers is now selling 10 models of these Batmobiles for about $10 million each. So 10 of these will be driven somewhere in the world on the street. My question is, if y'all had the money, would you buy this Batmobile?
So I remember
they're like Cybertrucks look so bad. It's time. We're good. We can do these. We can do the Batmobiles. They'll get less heat.
It seems like
them are some ugly cars.
Yeah, it's not practical.
Well, this is happening like way late, right? Like the hype between. I remember when that movie.
It's like everybody can own the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard. It's like, well, we're already through that. It was racist. We changed the flag. Well, no more.
When the Dark Knight came out, out, I remember like, oh, it's the new version
With
of
the
the
big tires,
Batmobile.
right?
Yeah, it was like a
Yeah, it's like
tank.
it's like a fat.
it's like a military, more military vehicle. Like
Not that pussy Batmobile with the fins on it.
Yeah.
Fins on it like a 1950s. What are you going? What are you going to sock up? Are you going to kick some ass?
You a Batmobile, like you got a drop top. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't learn that from Houston. Come
The
on.
original Batmobile looks like a 6'4" Impala.
Yeah.
Literally, like, it needs some spokes on it.
It looked like 20,000 leagues under the sea bubbles that you go into the water.
I just wonder, like, if they had this in real life on the streets, like, if I ordered, like, Uber XL and it pulled up, like, how would I feel? Or, like, if this is this type of thing that can only be put in, like, a museum, do somebody drive this? Are you dropping off your kid at soccer practice?
No, you know
in the
why?
Batmobile? Like, what do you do? If you had $10 million to buy a Batmobile, it's not your only car.
They're never
this is not
nice, though. They're never, and what I mean by that is these production cars, they're always like on the exterior looks cool for like shots and stuff, but the interior of it's always like, well, we steer it with the controller from, like, it looks like that submarine that died. You know, it's like,
you got a turn key?
Yeah, we steer it with a Nintendo controller, the original Nintendo.
You're inside of it, and you're like, whoa, this thing has missiles, and you're like, that's just a sticker.
There's nothing.
So, you know, like nothing actually does anything the Batmobile does. It's just essentially a working movie prop.
Yeah.
So like,
oh wow,
and it'll run, but it's like it has to run off diesel.
And it's slow.
It's
very slow.
Yeah. It's so heavy.
You know what I would do?
Like, reverse like this. You still got to do the.
Yeah. You know what I would do?
There's no rear view.
Because I still don't understand what this place is, and I think it would fit in perfectly there, I would donate it to Deezerland. Because I don't know what Deezerland is. I don't know what it does.
What is that spot?
No one knows. No one knows what it looks. I think if I pulled up with a Batmobile, they'd be like, "We've been waiting for you."
That is like the most. It's the weirdest
Deezerland. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, do you want glow in the dark golf in a Batmobile? Yes, I do. Well, what you got?
Is it D-head geezers? No. It means nothing. Someone's last name.
Have you ever been there? You ever been to Deezerland?
Yeah, my family took me there for my birthday.
Okay.
Of all things.
All right. What'd you think?
And,
hold on.
Did you beat it in Deezers?
Hold on. Your family thought that Vince Taylor.
Nothing says Vince Taylor like Deezerland.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Look, I want everybody watching this, and I know that a lot of people listen, but if you're watching this, look at Vince Taylor.
He does not look like a Deezer. You don't look like a Deezer.
And then think about his family, like, you know what Vince Taylor will want?
Deezer is an old dickhead white guy, right? That's a Deezer.
The Deezerland.
Is that true?
Tom Brumman made that up.
There's the Bass Pro Shop, some vintage cars. There's a burnout front ruckers.
I'm not doing this with you, yo. I literally don't know. Like, you walk in and you don't know what to do. You're like, all right, do I get a hot dog?
Nobody even there knows what to do. They're like, we have
Okay, back to Marvel, Vince. Because I want to ask you this.
Yeah, we have limited time with Vince, so.
I was looking at other movies that are coming out, and I stumbled upon a new Avengers movie. And then I was like, new Avengers? And this one's called Doomsday. Right? Avengers Doomsday. And I was like, what? There was already an Endgame.
Yeah, they're like wrestling, like Starcade, Bash at the Beach.
And then I'm like,
WrestleMania.
Is it all just going to be end of the world and
Judgment Day?
So why not?
Last Dance.
Is it messing with you that Endgame has something after it? It's like Never Ending Story Part 2. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, how is there a Part 2?
Wait, what's this one called? Doomsday?
It's called Doomsday, but I was like, we already saw the end game, and then
that's
we
the
got
end of that game.
But
new game now.
Over.
It's a new game now, and this one's very doomish.
Yeah, but when you theme the Avengers like the end of time,
you're starting to see my side.
Then just come up. Why not do something?
You're starting to see my side of how uncreative and dumb a lot of this stuff is.
So Vince, what is Doomsday?
Okay, so point taken. Endgame definitely was the end of an era. Understood that. I mean, I'm speaking just in general terms. Endgame was the finale of a phase. Marvel puts out their movies in phases, right? So Endgame, if I'm not mistaken, was the end of phase 3 for Marvel. And then they go into phase 4, which included the multiverse. The first 3 phases were all about, for the most part, Thanos. And so the end game was the game of Thanos wanting to go ahead and take out half of the population of the entire universe because, hey, ain't enough space. We ain't all gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So, now they move forward from that. And here's the problem, Tom. Doomsday is a bit of a scramble to get something together in the the event of a tragedy, which was Jonathan Majors having his big issue with the white woman that he was messing with. Excuse me, the one. Well, she was white. She was a white woman. And he was messing with her. It's true.
Vince, you can say anything.
Yeah,
you can say cracker ass cracker. You can say honky.
I would have liked it better if you said cracker ass cracker because that's
what Tommy said.
Yeah,
because I mean, the whole thing is, I ain't trying to, side with domestic violence, but I mean, she clearly, chased after him. If you watch the videos, and I mean, he tried to get himself out of the situation, but maybe it was too late by that point. But yeah, you should never put your hand on a woman. Let's just go ahead and say that. But as a result of that whole thing, the entire Phase 5 was supposed to be based around that Kang character. Even the Kang dynasty, there were multiple Kangs. But since that public relations nightmare, they had to switch gears and go to a completely different character. And where they go to what works, which is Robert Downey Jr. So you're sitting there talking about this new Avengers movie with Doomsday, but they're recycling their stars, and they're going to use Tony Stark. Well, he's not Tony Stark now. He's going to be, I guess he's supposed to be Victor Von Doom.
Are they going to?
This is still Robert Downey Jr. They just gave him some. I mean, he's literally like playing the whole dude from Tropic Thunder. I don't know if you remember where he was a black guy, but he was a white guy. Like they're doing the whole switcheroo thing.
Yeah, I don't
know if we're really feeling it.
Are they making him be like? Is it a multiverse where he is Tony Stark and he becomes Doctor Doom, or is?
I bet that's it. Yeah.
Like he becomes an evil Tony Stark.
That is yet to be seen. We don't know. We can speculate. That's the fun of it with Marvel. I mean, as long as their productions are good, I would assume that's more than likely the case since we are still in the multiverse. But hopefully this is the end, because the multiverse has caused Marvel a lot of problems, if I'm being honest. Like the fact that nobody is really dead now is a little bit disconcerting. Like you want some people to actually die. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They killed Loki 3 times, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then some of the characters that you really want, you're like, oh, they're dead. Oh, for real? So Captain America's gone. Scarlet Witch is gone.
Yeah.
Like
personally,
they're gone.
Personally, I want Rocket Raccoon gone. I want him dead. I hate him. He's stupid. I want to make a hat out of him. I'll wear him as a hat.
But you're not going to wear Rocket. You're not Davy Crockett.
I'll wear him I'll wear Rocket. I'll be Rocket Crockett. That's what they're called. I'll be a whole new. Put me in the multiverse. I'm a little dad that lives in Orlando who just happens to accidentally kill Rocket Raccoon. I make a hat out of him, and they gives me, and then I got a big gun or something. I don't know. I'm just shooting everybody. I'm Crockett.
Why would you want to skin the only Guardians of the Galaxy member?
Because I freak out. I kill him accidentally, right? I back over him in my car. I just back over. He was full self-driving. It just backs over this raccoon.
You're not going to make roadkill out of a Guardian of the Galaxy, bro. Let's go ahead. Let's cut the cap on.
Well,
let's cut it.
See, that's the thing about starting up with multiverse is that once you went multiverse, now you have an infinite amount of stories and storylines, which is kind of the cheating and a little bit of a cop-out. But they're like, who cares? We are a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and we need to put these. So we're going to save money by Robert Downey Jr. being Dr. Doom and Iron Man.
We got budget Doom.
He's going to be fighting himself in the future. And
we'll just use AI. We'll just do AI Dr. Doom.
And if you want Captain America back, guess what? We'll have what was the guy that could make the circle portals?
Oh, Dr. Strange. Crazy.
We'll have Dr. Strange. He'll go into a different alternative universe where Captain America didn't decide to get old and live his life with his girlfriend. He decided to be Captain America, and we'll bring him back because they can do whatever they want, right?
And I'm sure in one of these universes, like Wakanda is all white, and like he's White Panther. It's a whole like I bet you like there's some place where things is just not going the way they are going on Earth. So
there's Pig Panther.
Pig Panther.
That was the whole joke with the multiverse. There's a pig Spider-Man. There's infinite universes.
You know the funny thing about Spider-Ham, Peter Porker? You know he's actually a spider that was bitten by a pig.
That's pretty funny. I remember I still have some issues of the original Spider-Ham, Peter Porker. Like that was my generation of them making fun of it, but still doing actual full comic books about it.
Vince, before we run out of time, I did see this, and this is coming out in October of next year, 2025. So we got a while.
Is it going to be spooky?
It's Marvel Zombies.
I'm into that.
And I saw that, and I was like, what is that?
I'd be into that.
So do you have any idea what this is?
Yeah, well, Marvel Zombies is a spinoff, and I'm going to be honest, it's one of those otherworld comic book series where it doesn't really have any relevance to the main stories, so it's kind of like one-offs. They did give a glimpse of it. If you watch season 2 of What If, there was a zombie episode. I'm not honestly really looking that forward to the zombie stuff unless they give us a really, really crazy villain like they did in What If. But Marvel Avengers and these characters have taken on like Galactus and Thanos and people that are larger than the planet Earth. And now we're dealing with dead people that don't have brain. I mean, it just doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't. So I can't wait to see what they say about it. But in all honesty, it's something that we have to wait to see what it is that they really do with that project. But it'll be animated. So we don't have to, you know.
Tom hates cartoons. Cartoons are gay.
I get it.
You know, I thought this was a direct result to the popularity of the last Doctor Strange, where they had who's that famous director of horror movies? They had him direct the
Sam Raimi.
Okay,
yeah. He's huge
because it was like a zombie movie at the end where they get zombie Doctor Strange and like and people liked it and they did a good job.
He did a good job with that.
And then I thought, they were gonna, because they were so popular, they're just gonna do a whole zombie, because that genre still makes money. People go see
Call
a zombie.
of Duty I'm playing the new Call of Duty. You're running around. Next thing you know, you're fighting zombies. I'm like, God damn it! I thought we got.
I love it.
I get sick of zombies and they scare me sometimes, Vince. And I thought I was going to do some good old fashioned shooting up Saddam's palace. Next thing you know, I'm in there shooting up Saddam's palace and they gas me. And now everybody's zombies. And now I'm fighting zombies.
Is Saddam's palace really on there?
Yeah, you see the toilet and you're shooting. And there's pictures of Saddam everywhere, and it's crazy. It's a good game. What is it? Black Ops 6? Not bad. It's free right now.
You could build any hiding space in the world. You had unlimited money, and you chose a hole in the front of your palace. That's all. I was always mad at that. Like you had.
I always thought it was brilliant. He was right there, right under their nose, and he'd grown a full bushy porn beard.
But you couldn't have a helicopter take you to something. You know, like what? I thought there would be some place where the ultra bad guy.
I also want to point out how happy my dad was they found Saddam. I think my dad is the only time I've seen my dad dance around.
And how come these terrorists, they never bring a set of clippers when they go hide out? They always look so befuddled.
You grow it out.
Whenever they come out them hoes, bro. Like,
you got to grow it out.
Shaped up a little bit. You know you finna get the public execution. Can you at least look right for it?
And the grays.
Clean?
You don't think about Just for Men when you got your beret on, but when you're in the dirt hole, you don't Just for Men nothing.
Real quick, what's Thunderbolts? I saw that on the list too.
Thunderbolts is kind of like the Marvel version of Suicide Squad a little bit. All right. You know, Suicide Squad is a bunch of felons. Basically, they're locked up. They have no right to walk the streets. But, oh man, her name is escaping me right now. But the young, you know, it's going to come as soon as we get off of here. But, the young lady who watches over them, they put something in their neck so that they have to complete missions, so that we can actually get them to do things that are off the books. And if you go astray, then we can just blow you up. So this Thunderbolts is similar to that. It's a bunch of misfit heroes, i.e. Bucky from who's also known as the Winter Soldier. We've got the Red Guardian. We've got Yelena who's Black Widow's sister. We've also got the Taskmaster, who is a Spider-Man spinoff. And I don't normally speak on, you know, gender and race changes and stuff like that, but it was a little weird that she, you know, that it was revealed to be the woman that it was. A woman, fine, but she was like slender and weak and all that. And Taskmaster is a real badass, so it was just kind of weird to see that.
That's good. That's good.
So one last movie I saw in here that I saw Spider-Man 4 is coming out, and then Ironheart in June. What's Ironheart?
Oh, well, don't worry about it. There's a girl. You don't want to hear
don't worry about that. It's like Iron Man.
Ironheart, just a quick for those who don't don't misogynize away their project.
Okay, yeah.
I'm getting a call. The actual Ironheart is based on a young lady named Kiki. Oh, excuse me,
Kiki Shepard.
Riri Williams.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kiki Shepard.
Riri Williams.
Man, if it were Kiki Shepard, I would tune in because Kiki Shepard made me a young boy. He made me a man.
Oh, she did? Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I used to watch Apollo. I used to watch Night at the Apollo every night at midnight. Oh, my God, those big, beautiful
tuning
movies.
in for these, right?
Yeah, I was indeed.
You like to see Kiki. Yeah, okay. Well, it's not Kiki Shepard. It's Riri Williams, all right? And she's a minor, so calm down. Actually, I think she's in college in this series. She was in Wakanda Forever, but in the comics, she's known as the young prodigy at 14, which was able to duplicate Stark Tech, all right, on her own.
I know this story.
My daughter and I had her cosplay as Riri Williams like 10 years ago, like way before they even started discussing these projects, because it was so astounding in the comics that they were releasing a young black American woman who was smarter than Tony Stark and was known to be the next. So basically, this Ironheart, you're going to see Riri Williams start to develop herself into being a potential, not replacement, but some sort of stand-in for Tony Stark. Him and her and War Machine probably going to work together. Look forward to that. But talking about the Spider-Man movie, hella excited about this time because check it. This is the time in which we're going to start integrating the different companies that own Spider-Man rights, right? So right now, Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, but they've given some to the MCU with Marvel Studios. Stay with me. That's why you see Spider-Man 3 with actually Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, the original OGs, but those characters, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, are owned by Sony, not actual Marvel Studios. Stay with me. Now, the newest Spider-Man movie installment is called Enter the Spider-Verse. That has animated characters playing Spider-Man. This next Spider-Verse, the final installment of the trilogy, the Spider-Verse, I think it's not Far From Home, it's Something Home. They're going to finally end that saga so that they can bring in a live-action version of Miles Morales, who's the young black and Latino Spider-Man. So in Spider-Man 4, we'll finally start to see Tom Holland start to pass the baton from him being the Spider-Man that we've known to Spider-Woman, more than likely. I wonder which Spider-Woman they're going to go with. But probably the one that they have in because they made a new black one in Enter Spider-Verse. And, of course, Miles Morales. The question is, on the Nerdverse, who will be the one chosen to play Miles Morales? Because whoever that is going to carry Marvel for the next 10-something years. And that is a huge question.
I was really hoping we would get to this point because there have been people kicked around for years about who should play Miles. Because he is, in my opinion, as a 48-year-old man who enjoys comics, casually, I think that's the future because it is. That guy is a guy that your boys, I know for a fact they like that character. Maisie likes that character. Everybody likes that character. That's the guy. Man. So who plays it? What's his age? Yeah, I mean, we have some guys that would have been great, but they've aged out by now.
Yeah, so many have aged out. Right now, the Eye of Mordor is on Renzi Felix. Excuse me. He actually played in a Marvel show called The Runaways, and he's also in The Penguin. He plays Victor. Now, the reason why some like Renzi is because he is black and Latino. I think he's Dominican, not Puerto Rican like Miles, but he kind of resembles the character. Yeah. Some people in the black community, however, are a little cautious about the colorism that exists in the black community, and they want to make sure that Miles Morales maintains the shade of skin, his complexion that he had in the movies, and not get too lightened, because there's some people that believe that lighter is better.
Tom's a big believer in this. Tommy says that all the time. Remember, turn the lights on in here. Brighter is better.
I was going to say, bring back Wesley Snipes.
Dude, let's do old Miles. Old grumpy Miles. Miles don't pay his taxes. Uncle Miles.
Uncle Miles hates taxes.
Tax evasion Miles.
We're out of time.
Before we leave, I just found it right here. December 2025 is going to be my favorite Marvel movie of all time, Wonder Man.
Wonder Man.
Instead
of Wonder Woman. Oh, it's a show?
Yeah. It's a show. Yeah, it's going to be a show on Disney Plus. Yeah, and Wonder Man's he's got a lot. It's kind of crazy. And don't let me go down this rabbit hole, because Wonder Man at one point in time was okay. was like Mr. Captain Marvel, and like there's a whole other rabbit hole. So yeah, look forward to that, but it's not Wonder Man as in like an answer for Wonder Woman.
I want to see it. I want to see. You know what I would do if I were Wonder Man? I would get naked and I'd fly around in my invisible jet so everybody'd have to see my beehole.
would you go to the bathroom? Or would you...
No. I wouldn't go with them. Not in my own jet, but I would when I go to sit down. I would part my cheeks.
Yo, would you like hover over like the Orlando City soccer game?
No, I'd be doing circles around. I'd be doing circles around iHeart. And you're saying, look at me, Jack. Look at me.
You know what I miss? I miss the joke about Wonder Woman flying around.
You know what's this? What's this? You ever see this joke? I'm doing a hand joke. What's it? What's this? That's Superman. That's Superman flying over a nudist colony.
Yo, oh my God, nah, bro. Well, that's impressive.
That's his ding dong hanging down. My dad told me that joke.
That's impressive.
My dad told me that joke. What do you call Dolly Parton doing the backstroke? Islands in the stream.
Come on.
Yo,
go ahead.
So right before I go, I just wanted to say that I did have an interesting experience just before by the way, the election happened, and I gotta say I'm extremely disappointed. I'm disappointed in Florida for not legalizing marijuana.
Yeah, we didn't do it. I was waiting to see what you were going to say.
It's the second time. And Trump supported it, which means there's people that voted for Trump and against the weed, and I really do not understand it. Yeah. So y'all got to tell me. Let me know what's going on,
it's bro. It's going to stink everywhere, though. You saw the commercials. I'll be walking down the road.
That's what Grady Judd told me.
Yeah, it smells like weed everywhere. Grady Judd has a little doll. He has a doll of himself now.
Yeah, Vince, I think it's just the result of the fact that all of us have weed already. There's a weed store in every.
Man, I got a gram in my pocket right now, Vince.
You go to the weed doctor. You guess what? You don't need nothing. You just go there and then you pay your $100.
Yeah.
And they give you a license.
Here's the thing.
And you can go buy unlimited. Well, there's kind of a limit, but the limit is so gigantic.
I don't know.
But why not recreational? Like, why not make it so that it can become
like you can go right now to Chronic Guru and you don't need a card and you walk in there and they'll just give you free weed and you just smoke it wherever you want. And then if a cop sees you, he's not.
They don't care. The cops don't care.
Yeah, because you bought it legally at Chronic Guru.
The cops told me, they're like, we don't care unless you don't.
That's not the one that took me to jail.
You know we care.
Well, I think that we need to do better, Florida. So, I mean, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing. But damn, man, it'd be nice if we can actually be able to walk into a store without a card and just be like, yo, let me get an eighth of this and eighth of that, and not have to worry about whether or not my card is expired. So come on, man. Plus, industry, guys. Let's think about the kind of freaking tourism it's going to cause. But anyway.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why no one voted in. It seemed like no one cares about weed. Everybody's like, hey, you care about weed? No, I don't. Do whatever you want. Like, no, I've never even met. I haven't met someone in the past 10 years that has literally told me they cared about anybody's weed or what. Like, now, it seems like more business-wise that maybe it's something way more complicated, and then it's like that's why they're not ready for. I don't know.
Yeah, it's above what we know.
Either way, like right when that happened, like before the election, I don't know if y'all saw this, but this dude named Tony Hinchcliffe got on a rally stage and told some jokes about Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, he said
some of which I'm sure
he said they was a garbage dump.
Yeah. I call him Trash Island Hinchcliffe.
Yeah. I watched the set. Yeah.
Now, here's the funny thing about that. Like, I don't know if y'all know, but I'm on tour. I do tour. I don't say I'm on tour, but I do go on the road with Cam Patterson and David Jolly. We just David Jolly and Cam, we all just did Sacramento together. This is right after Tony, and Tony is the reason why Cam and David have kind of gone up to where they are right now. I don't know if y'all watched Kill Tony or not.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, extremely familiar.
We talked to Jolly about it. Yeah.
So it's a big deal. So it's so funny because when it happened, my family starts calling me about how bad this is, and I had the misfortune of having to inform them that I can't really be too mad because this dude put money in my pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got you out on the road. Yeah, and he fills the seats, too. That's the thing. I mean, if you want a guy that's going to... Yeah, he's going to fill the seats and tell jokes, and that's what he did there. And
yeah. And sometimes the jokes are offensive. That's what jokes are.
Yeah, I mean, that whole thing was all drawn up by design, and everyone knew what they were doing with that.
Yeah, now whether or not it belonged in, like, politics, probably that's just maybe
a different thing to talk about.
I don't know, but him telling jokes is like, that's what comedians do. So to me, I don't know. It's one of those things.
You know him. I mean, you work with him, so you know him.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I just had to kind of play around with it because you couldn't avoid it. So, all I did was tell everybody, hey, look, there's a dude out there saying Puerto Rico is a floating pile of trash. And everybody got mad about it. Everybody disagreed except for the Mexicans. Not a damn Mexican come out to disagree with the because they can't stand each other. And that definitely got some applause when I was in Sacramento.
Oh, well, the Cubans and the Puerto Ricans, that's what I know, don't get along. Yeah. I grew up in Miami.
It's too hard to tell.
And the Cubans tell me, they're like, the Puerto Ricans are up north, and we stay apart from each other. And the Puerto Ricans, they say that Cubans are down south. They don't come up here.
Right, like as a basic white, I don't know who's fighting. I don't know who's warring with each other. I mean, I love everybody.
Do you? Okay.
Right. Well, I mean, we'll talk later. Well, my man, thanks so much.
Because you didn't seem to like Rocket.
No, I don't like raccoons. Never have. Hey, thank you so much for doing this, man. We appreciate you being on the show. You got any shows coming up soon?
Yeah, actually, I think I have a few seats left, but it's going real fast for my local. I tend to do every year that Bonkers show downtown Orlando at the corner. So definitely bring a bulletproof vest just in case. But yes, December 6th and 7th, I will be at the corner at Bonkers Orlando. Get your tickets on bonkerscomedy.com.
There you go.
And definitely all Tom and Dan fans get in free if you mention my name and sneak in through the back.
There you go.
Well, Vince, we love you, man.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
Guys, appreciate it.
We'll talk to you soon. See ya.
Always.
That is Vince Taylor.
We will see you tomorrow. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. This is really cool, man, because we love doing our Weird Job Wednesdays. It's become the longest running bit that we do on the show.
Yeah, and before we do that, I want to remind everybody our free Bad at Business Beer Fest is November 23rd, and then Sofa and Suds, the Sanford Couch Races, are the next day. The Beer Fest is free.
Yeah, totally free.
You show up at noon to get your sample cup. We got 500 gift bags from all our sponsors who basically they underwrite the Beer Fest.
Yeah, they give little premiums, little gifts, little things for us to give you. So the first 500 through the door with their photo ID, obviously 21 and up, you get a gift bag.
We also have live music starting at 2, and around 2 o'clock, that's when the pouring starts. We've got over 30 different breweries and brands giving out free samples.
Yeah, it's not just beer. There's going to be some cocktails out there, some White Claw out there, some seltzers out there.
We also are raising money for Yellow Brick Road Foundation. They will be selling full pint glasses branded with the Beer Fest logo and Yellow Brick Road.
And all of that money goes to YBRF.org. That is the Yellow Brick Road Foundation. They do a lot of great work for families and children that suffer from congenital heart defects.
Literally 100%. Like Daniel and I just went, Eric just ordered the glasses for Yellow Brick.
Yeah.
So
we pay for that, so all the money goes right back to YBRF.
Yep, and that way they sell their full pour for $20, and all that money goes straight to them.
All right.
Let's do some Weird Job.
All right, now we got a new song, and I tried to go in sort of like a Hawaiian theme. I tried to give it a little of a
I get it.
You'll get it. Okay, here we go. Here's the Weird Job theme for today. Please hold.
Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday.
Kind of Don Ho.
Dan really liked it. Tom said that's bull.
What?
Another Weird Job Wednesday. What do you do and what is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? You make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people that are working by the hour. Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Oh yes, it's Weird
You're going to love the Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Just wait for it.
Just another Weird Job Wednesday.
And you're like a little, you got like a little Les Paul, little little electric guitar of the time. Wait for this. Thank you, Tom.
All right.
Thank you, Tom.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
I feel like the thank you, Tom, should be like your text message on your phone or something.
Well, on Zoom with us right now for Weird Job Wednesday, we've got Brett Bull. How you doing, Brett?
What's going on, man?
I'm doing great. Tom and Dan, you had me at hello and free beer. Let me know. I can roll in some troops for your big event with sounds to me like a very, very worthy cause.
Oh, yeah. You've never been to our, as far as we know, like, honestly, we never say this because we've done the research, but nowadays when you do research, there's no way to be thorough because I don't know if you know this, the internet's broken. So, like, we think this is the only free beer fest of its kind where people just show up with an ID. Of course, you have to be of age, but it's really just to get the word out about all this delicious Florida beer that we have.
I love it. And when's the date again?
That's November 23rd. And then the next day, we call it like our Sanford weekend.
Yeah.
The very next day, we do the Sanford couch races where we get a bunch of teams together and they push couches on wheels through the streets of Sanford. We've been doing this for the couch races are 12. This is the 12th year now.
I mean, I feel like we're pushing 15 years on stuff. Like a lot of this stuff. But yeah. And you're a pro. Thank you for even asking that. My God.
Yeah. This guy is.
Yeah, this guy's so good. I mean, Hula Brett, you're my new best friend.
Finally. Bring it on, baby. Hey, Tom and Dan, it's an honor to be on with you. I am Brett Bull from Dublin, Ohio, and I made that transition with that nickname, Ohio Brett, OHIOBRETT.com. You can follow me on my website, ohiobrett.com. But Weird Job Wednesday, I'm so excited because I got a phone call about 5 months ago from the owner of the Hula Bowl, college football all-star game, the Hula Bowl that will be played in Orlando, UCF Stadium, the Bounce House. January the 11th, college football all-star game, the Hula Bowl, aired on CBS Sports Network, some of the best college players from all over America. We don't have Toledo playing Fresno State, Tennessee playing the Ohio State Buckeyes in a bowl game. So we don't have the fan bases, but we do have 120 players from all different colleges. The only teams we won't have representation for this year, they're going to 12 teams in the final playoffs. So the final four will actually be played right after our game, but in Orlando, January 11th. Breaking news that I wanted to share with your audience.
Let's do it.
Any of your listeners, any of your team that does the couch races or the free beer fest,
all the fat guys,
I can offer you a free ticket to the Hula Bowl. And we'll have a link and a will call there. We'll have a little live music there. We'll have maybe some of your beer sponsors want to have some food trucks and beer trucks, and we'll see if we can't get you two up front and do some tackle drills.
I love it.
Tom and Dan will be a great fundraiser.
They call me Tackle Drill Danny.
For the Yellow Brick Road. Tackle drills. Tom and Dan on the goal line.
Hell yeah.
For $50, I'll pitch you the ball, and if you can break through them, you'll get a chance to win a trip, vacation, week-long, in Hawaii.
I want to.
Tom and Dan
We're doing it. We're winning this.
Brett will be at the airport.
We're doing this.
On you. I think your producers will let you run with this promo.
We don't have any producers. They all quit, Brett. They all quit, Brett. Like they're wild. So
it's just us left.
Like when you said, like, bring the whole Tom and Dan team, you're looking at it.
I want you to be our producer.
Yeah, I love this guy.
Coach.
You
Tom and Dan, I got my ankles taped. I'm stretched.
Yeah, this guy.
Yes, I got a call from the owner of the Hula Bowl because I've been doing fundraising.
He is You're Mr. Bowl.
Who's the owner of the Hula? Mr. Hula?
Mr. Nick Logan. Mr. Nick Logan is a very special man. He's also the owner of Cornerstone Card Processing, but he got the rights to the Hula Bowl in 2006. And unfortunately, that pro stadium in Hawaii is falling apart. So we're thankful. I'm thankful. Orlando's thankful because Ron DeSantis said, hey, Florida's open 4 years ago, and the game got moved to Orlando.
It did.
UCF. This will be the 4th year, the College Football All-Star Game, the Hula Bowl, hulabowl.com.
So put on your lift boots. We're going to the Hula Bowl, baby.
Yeah, hold on, Brett.
Okay, well, pause for a second, Brett.
I swear.
Tom has a question. I love your energy. You're
killing it.
You are hula crazy.
And also, you are made for TV.
Yeah.
You've been doing TV spots for a while,
look
right?
at this guy.
Because
he's got the shirt, he's got the football, freshly shaved, stretched, ready to go. Pink
We're
is
ready.
gonna be.
I got my ankles taped. I have had the Ohio Brett Show for God and Country and Sports. Airs on 2 national streaming networks every Monday night in that precious locker room, 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests into that locker room. I can't wait to bring you 2 studs on, and we'll light them up. It airs on Brighteon and the Patriot Party News.
I love
the
it.
Ohio Brett Show for God and Country and Sports. But today,
I love this.
we're talking Hula Bowl because I got the weird job.
Okay, so let's talk Hula Bowl. So is this? Am I correct? Okay, go ahead, Tom. Your question for Brett. Yeah, sorry.
I have to unpack what Brett just said in the past 5 minutes. I think he offered some Hawaiian vacation.
Yeah, he offered us all a chance.
It's a raffle. Somebody's going to get a chance to win the Aloha 1st and 10 raffle. I'll share that in a minute.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get to that. So you're getting ahead of yourself here. You're getting ahead of yourself. Typical Haole.
So,
isn't that what they call them? That's what they call white people, right?
But we're invited in.
Yeah, typical Haole.
So, Brett, let's talk about the Hula Bowl was in Hawaii in the islands for, I guess, since it started in the 40s.
Yeah.
And then it just recently moved to Florida. Let's talk about that.
You got it. This is the 79th playing of the Hula Bowl, College Football All-Star Game. What a great opportunity for these invited players to practice and interview for a full week in front of NFL scouts. Over 400 NFL scouts come in, Canadian League, European, and they get a chance to be up close and personal in front of these athletes the whole week. And yes, it got moved to Orlando because the stadium was falling apart, and our amazing owner, Nick Logan, had to make the tough decision because you can't bring all-star players from Ohio State, Florida, Florida State, Purdue, Toledo, Fresno State, and play in a high school field. So Orlando, the beautiful UCF campus, that stadium is the host stadium.
Yeah, and a lot less ice on there because the whole stadium's falling apart because Dog the Bounty Hunter had to get in there and start kicking around ice pipes like crazy in the Hawaiian Stadium. He's pushing them all out of there, and he's giving them cigarettes and dropping them off and stuff. That place is just a haven of drugs and bad hombres.
So, Brett, I'm curious to also, it's probably better for the players because, like, scouts and other influential people.
Way easier to get to.
Like, the last time I went to Hawaii, it was a 12-hour flight, 6 hours
the
to
last
California.
Time I went to Hawaii. Never been to Hawaii. Never been to Hawaii.
And it's like, that's 12 hours. Then you got to fly back and the time change, I'm sure. So, like, it is probably a better opportunity for especially all the college kids playing. And then explain the Hula Bowl, too, because there's also other players from other leagues too, right?
Well, we do have representation throughout the years. And again, on Weird Job Wednesday with Aloha Brett representing the Hula Bowl. Yes, we have representation from all over, but most of the players are from our American colleges, all of them, not just the big boys. There are some gems, those special ones that the NFL already has their eye on, and they get a chance to come in. Division III, Division II, a couple junior college guys, and they get to play against the big boys in practice all week, and then in the game this year, January the 11th. In Orlando, UCF Stadium, January 11th, the Hula Bowl, hulabowl.com.
Hey, Brett, we do every Weird Job segment. We have a special guest. His name is Snarts, and he asked us a question. Snarts, you have a question for Brett?
Hey, man, a question for Brett, man. Hey, so with all this hula stuff, man, are there going to be girls out there with grass skirts on, man?
Oh, come on, baby. Yeah. 90 minutes before kickoff, we have the most beautiful talent pageant. And yes.
Talent pageant. All right, baby. That's what I'm
we're
saying.
looking for a few judges. Our special guest here might be a celebrity judge.
I want to be a judge, man.
No, Brett.
Yeah, because you know what I want, man. I want to eat.
No, come on. Stop.
Oh, he's gone.
Stop.
Okay, he left. It was very
sorry, Brett. Brett, now, are you doing marketing? Tell us, like, what?
What's your day-to-day?
Yeah. What's the actual job?
It is Weird Job Wednesday. Weird Job Wednesday. So I got the call because I was blessed to be going. Buckle up. In 2022, I was blessed to go to all 50 states in person.
What?
2023, God opened up a big door. All 50 states in person. I was doing my podcast show live from the road, Ohio Brett Show for God and Country and Sports. And then I was on that journey to do it again.
Like that.
I got that phone call from the owner of the Hula Bowl, Nick Logan, 5 months ago. He needed some help. So he made an offer for me to come on. My weird job is Director of Special Projects and an official scout with the Hula Bowl. And those special projects are corporate sponsorships, creative fundraising, and very, very important to the game day experience, creative ways to physically get people at the actual game. Because we don't have two colleges playing against each other.
You got to bus them in like
that beautiful stadium.
You got to bus them.
It's almost 50,000.
Yeah. No, we can get them out there, Brett. It sounds
we can
like
definitely do this.
Man, you have a lot of jobs here.
Yeah. He's got a lot to do, and I like the fact
I got a lot of weird jobs.
I like that it's sort of unconventional, though. That you kind of like. Am I correct in that they're like you're sort of making your own job in a way, right?
Well, make no mistake about it that I am also on Team Jesus. So I encourage everybody to get in that Bible. I encourage people to get into that precious Bible because Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 tells us, don't lean on your own understanding. Trust in the Lord. Don't lean on your own understanding and acknowledge him in every single way. I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm just a seed planter. Because I get to meet a lot of people that have never heard of Jesus, and I don't slap them with the Bible.
Hold on.
I just smile, and we get the football, and we do tackle drills.
That's my kind of Bible. It's the brown throwable Bible.
Hold on. Who's never heard of Jesus? Right?
We were talking about this before.
I've been to all 50 states at the local level. The author of confusion is alive and well in America. This great republic, all 50 states, border to border, coast to coast. We are uniting like never before. And sports and music. My ears were working when you said at your free beer festival there'd be some live music. I can't wait to introduce you to some of our musical acts that will be playing as part of the Hula Bowl fun activity.
Hold on, who do we got here, Brett?
Yeah, what do you got playing?
Buckle up, baby. We're going to have some I have been blessed to meet a lot of acts all over America, and we love all kinds of music, but I do love those home games. I do want to give a little shout out for Brady Bowl, BradyBohl. My son Brady will be leading the way. He just cut his first single with Nashville recording artist Billy Falcon. So you can look
Billy Falcon, holy smokes.
Whatever it takes.
Oh, your son Brady Bowl cut his first album with
Brady Falcon.
No, Billy Falcon.
Wait, it's Brady Bowl and Billy Falcon, is that correct?
And they wrote a song called Whatever It Takes. It is going to be an absolute hit, whatever it takes. And I want to encourage your audience listening in Sanford and around Florida and all over America. I believe the Aloha Spirit breathes in all 50 states. And that Aloha Spirit breathes in Sanford. It breathes in Orlando. It breathes coast to coast. That's why I'm
hillbilly
excited.
Spirit also
I'm going to get stuck spending a lot of time in Orlando. So buckle up, you two. I can't wait to do some live with you two studs.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I don't even know what to do. I'm literally frozen in time right now.
Let's talk about the pageant, Brett. What's going on with the pageant before the show?
Yeah, tell us more about
that. 90 minutes before kickoff. This is one of the great special projects that I'm so excited to be leading the way on behalf of the Hula Bowl team and our owner, Nick Logan. We have so many amazing pay-it-forward sponsors. If you're listening right now and you would be interested in a corporate sponsorship, we're only 60 days away almost from the Hula Bowl. So the pay-it-forward sponsor, whatever's easy in your budget. I know a lot of people can't do $100,000 and do a creative package where I can bring in Hula Bowl alumni in to speak in your town. But whatever's in your budget, $10,000, $5,000, whatever's easy for you, please contact me. Brett@hulabowl.com is my email. BRETT@hulabowl.com. And can you guys believe we have Pay It Forward sponsors stepping up right now because they want people to physically go to the game, and their sponsorship.
So,
we're doing a telethon show.
Is the Pay It Forward
4 key areas?
Is the Pay It Forward? Am I correct?
We're working with Orange County Public Schools, so any elementary school, middle school, high school, and the colleges, the college students, they're going to have a free ticket waiting on them at will call. And many of us care. The second vertical is many of us care. Yesterday was Veterans Day. But I believe, Tom and Dan, you don't just wait one day a year to celebrate veterans.
Every day is Veterans Day here.
We appreciate and celebrate veterans every day of the year.
We celebrate them every day.
If you're active military or a veteran, thanks to Pay It Forward sponsors, you'll have a ticket waiting on you at the game. And then
every day is Veterans Day and Halloween and Christmas here.
The faith-based market, the churches, and those precious NFL alumni and former college athletes.
So precious.
Those are the 4 areas. Thanks to Pay It Forward sponsors, there will be a ticket waiting for you.
Antonio Brown is not precious.
Brett, and now what if me and Daniel want to sponsor the pageant?
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted to sponsor a pageant.
I want to host the pageant.
And then
I want to wear a tuxedo and bring the ladies out.
Well, we're going to have that would be something I do need to get authorized by my owner. But I do want you guys to smile, because we are working with the fraternities and sororities, and they're partnering up. Remember, we're on campus at UCF, so we're doing some amazing things with that audience.
Put some grapes in our butt and run down the beach. Did you ever do that, Brett? You put a grape in your butt and you run down the beach, and if you drop it, then your brothers make you eat it.
I haven't done that fundraiser yet, but who knows? Maybe the Yellow Brick Road will let you guys do that at your
they
free
would.
beer festival.
I think they would let us do that. I think they would let it, but that's just a regular old, the fun stuff that fraternities do.
So, Brett, when is the Hula Bowl again?
The Hula Bowl is live in Orlando. HulaBowl.com, January the 11th, 2025. Noon kickoff on CBS Sports Network. The Hula Bowl, January the 11th in Orlando, UCF Stadium. HulaBowl.com.
There you go.
Well, Brett, thanks so much for
it, man.
Taking the time.
Ohio Brett, now Hula Brett.
Yeah.
We're making a transition, but Tom and Dan, in my closing segment, I want to encourage both of you.
Yes.
I can tell I'm working with a couple pros in the media. I get asked to do a lot of interviews all over, and I'm thankful for my Ohio Brett show for God and Country and Sports, but it's always an honor to be on air with some first-round draft picks.
This guy got the guns!
I appreciate that. Finally, somebody that knows how goddamn good we are. All right, I didn't mean the GD. I apologize on that.
Our last question, Brad, because we ask everybody, how much is old Logan?
Yeah.
How
much do you have to pay to buy the rights of the Hula Bowl?
Pay because
it's a big number, and we're working on a couple 3-year deals with international companies because the Aloha spirit breathes in all 50 states. And outside of Hula Bowl week, I will be working on behalf of the Hula Bowl in all 50 states, setting up speaking programs, concert experiences, and now, because I'm at U2 Studs, I may have to be doing some free beer festivals in all 50 states.
Oh my God.
No, there's no money in it, Brett. That's the problem.
I don't think Logan's
you got the wrong guy. You need a director of special projects from Tom and Dan. I can help you out. I'll give you some free advice, and I'll waive the retainer.
And
He's
Brett,
going to waive the retainer.
We don't want to say anything negative about any state here, but you've been to all of them, and all of them are not created equal.
No,
there's some real stinkers out there.
There are a couple of stinkers.
Could you throw just the first letter of the states just so we know what's the worst one?
Well, the Aloha spirit breathes in all 50 states, but if you did have to rank them 1 to 50, I know that number 1 for me is OHIO, the heart of it all. Ohio is the heart of it all. But friends, don't visit Ohio in the winter. Come to Florida, come to Texas, come to Arizona, and come with me. You can learn more about the Aloha First and 10 raffle, where the grand prize is a trip to Hawaii. But I always
You are an unstoppable albino pink robot.
The question
You can't be stopped.
was, number 50 would be Delaware. Number 50 would be Delaware.
Okay, Delaware. There it is.
I knew Delaware stunk.
We got the goods.
I knew it. All right, Brett, thanks so much, man.
Take care, man.
God bless.
Okay, I hung up on his God bless. That's bad luck to do that.
I
didn't mean to do that. That was interesting. That was okay. Let's talk about it. This is what we do, right? This is what we do. Let's talk. I didn't know what to do there.
I thought for a second, I was like, all right, we could just start going crazy right now.
No, I can't do that anymore. And I think that's a young man's
game.
No.
And then we started into it, and then you were right. You couldn't be stopped.
He couldn't be stopped.
He couldn't be phazed by no matter what.
He's done it before.
That's a pure professional.
Yeah, he's done it before, and he's had tougher rooms.
That guy's walked through
fire,
the brimstone, and come out of the other side.
He has seen it. That's why he's so pink, because he's been singed by the fire of the devil.
That guy's talents were forged, and he came from the bottom.
Well, he's
and talked his way to where he is today.
No, he's an unstoppable promotional machine, which is why Logan hired him. He's like a Terminator. Once you said the Terminator, he's like Arnold in the first. He was going to kill.
That guy's promotional Terminator.
Yeah, he's a promotional Terminator. He's not going to stop. That guy was not going to stop. No matter what I said, I'll make a joke. He power right through it. He started threw a Bible verse in there, threw us completely off. We were on tilt. He had us on tilt.
He did.
He's like, he went full Bible, and we're like, I almost cursed. He went full Bible, and I fell over, and I'm like, and he's like, I got him. I effing got him.
He saw us.
Yeah, he did.
Starting to F with him.
Stupid atheist. I'm going to knock a little Bible, and then we're like, we got girly.
He got us.
Yeah, he triggered us with the Bible, and then we were like, and then he was like, I'm going to go in for the kill. And he's like, God, stab.
Yeah. I thought I was going to get him with the what's the worst state question.
No, my God. He's like, I'll do it. He already had Delaware Lodge.
Yeah, he already.
This guy. We got to talk to him again. I got to get him in person.
He did when you shoot all the liquid blob Terminator T3.
Oh yeah, then
the shotgun blast will just go through him, and it kind of jogs him a little bit. But he keeps running.
Yeah.
And that's what promotional Terminator did.
He's the T-1000.
I mean, me and Daniel got snarts ready.
I did snarts, and he was like, great, a puppet. I love puppets. I love God, I love puppets, and I love the hula spirit. I'm like, I can't do it. I gave him the full puppet. I gave him a blast. I gave him a blast. He's like, I like sirens. I love sirens and puppets.
Yeah. I was like, should we start taking callers? And I was like, this is not going to phase him. He'll take the caller and be like, start talking God again.
Yeah, there's no phasing.
You're right, and then that did disarm us because as soon as he brought that up, I was like, "Oh, he threw me off."
Yeah, he did throw us off, and then I put the camera on him, and then I got snarts ready. I was gonna do a second snarts, and then I'm like, well, "Why are you even wasting your energy?" It's like when the aliens come and you just realize that the bullets aren't stopping the spaceship, and you just throw your weapons down.
So the funny part is I was like, Hula Bowl, what is it? And then I was like, it's going to be over here at UCF. And then I started looking at what it is, and it was just like
it's a race war between it started as a game between the Islanders and other people.
Because they're like, we're better than any team that the goddamn Howleys could put together.
And they're kind of right. I kind of feel like Hawaiian people were made
for football. Troy Polamalu.
Have you ever seen the way that Hawaiian fathers treat the talent pool there?
Yeah. They're real about God too.
They are.
Yeah. They will put that. Yeah. You can be tricked by anybody. Hallie.
Yeah, they're so good.
Mentally ill Hallie will pretend to be some person you marry her over the phone.
They are so good at football that they will fall in love with anybody.
You can trick them easily because they only know football. And God. And family.
Oh, my God. That was rough.
And they know how to do the dance on the beach.
Yeah.
The
haka?
Yeah.
The haka?
Yeah.
We should have had Rex. Remember our buddy Rex?
Yeah.
We should have had Hawaiian Rex in here to help us out.
What is that genetics that makes those guys so damn strong?
Fast.
And, fast. And their power, their calves, giant calves.
And then I think it's like the perfect storm because the families all love football. It's not like growing up here where you don't value football and you're just like you can pick and choose sports. It's like there, football is it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's a lot more important.
And a lot of those kids want to get off the island.
Yes.
And this is their only ticket off. You know, it's like they're still just like every
Super
place.
Interesting.
Poverty around, and then it's like, hey, this is my ticket.
Everybody's the same. It's just you're in a tropical paradise. You're still doing the same thing to get out of there, right?
But then I started looking. They used to do the bowl in Hawaii for all from the 46 to 2021 or something like that.
22.
And then they started doing it here, and then it's like, it's weird because they're doing the Hula Bowl here in Orlando. But if you think about it, like, I'm sure, and they said, like, with overwhelming support. So it makes sense that all those guys in Hawaii, they're like, hey, if we do it in the mainland, a lot more eyes will be on us. Because people aren't traveling, like that far. That's a huge trip. And you think to yourself, like, ooh, trip to Hawaii. What scout doesn't want to do that? Like, they've been to Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to go to Hawaii on vacation. They don't want to fly 12 hours to go work.
No.
Like, they can go work here in Central Florida and be back to their families in 2.5 hour flight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, that's the business of it, and it makes more sense. Although, obviously, traveling to Hawaii, if you wanted to turn it into a vacation, kind of like the old Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people used to use it as, like, oh, my yearly vacation to Hawaii.
I was kind of hoping that he wasn't this, and that's fine. But I think his role was sort of like our position with Orlando City, where you're a symbolic and you're like a promotional tool for the company.
Yeah.
So
he's way better than we were.
Oh, man, that guy, he is really good, right? Like,
remember when Phil flew us out to Seattle to go look at Seattle Stadium, and we just started drinking in the airport.
I was frowned upon. I was eating pizza. It's like 8 a.m. and I had a slice of pepperoni pizza. I was on my third beer, and they look back at us and they're like, "Why did we even bring these guys?"
There's comic relief, baby.
They're drinking on a business trip, like right in the first.
Every place we went,
not even on the way back.
Every place we went, we drank. When we went to the
stadium, we're alcoholics.
And they're like, hey, we're gonna break.
Phil knew.
They're like in a break. What are those groups where they say they break out into? We're gonna break out into. What are those little? There's a term for it. They're like, we're going to break. We're going to do breakouts. We're going to do breakouts or something. It's some term. My wife uses it. Okay, now we're going to go and do breakouts or something. And when they said that, you and I got a beer. We there was like a fridge, and they're like, because we're in the Seattle Stadium, and they were sponsored by what was the beer company? It starts with a C. It's the big Carlsbad, but we were drinking. Oh, it was awesome. It was so much fun.
And people, they're like, "Well, you're drinking." You're like, I think better when I'm drinking.
Yeah.
So does Daniel.
It loosens me up a little bit. Like right now, I feel strange and off and uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like, so this was helping the business by us being drunk, because my best ideas come drunk, and I'm so much more confident.
Yeah.
And
I'll fight you to get my ideas
I'll fight.
done.
I'll start hitting on you.
I wanted him to tell me like what he does to set up. Like, he's like, okay, so I got to line up this. That guy was a fool.
no, he's the best.
He was good at what he does, but he wasn't like what do you do?
You can't even phase him.
He just yells hula 55,000 times.
Yeah, the spirit of Hawaii. I remember it. Like, my son's getting free. I remember everything he said.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's even true. I don't even know. Like, there were no credentials.
He's giving away a trip to Hawaii.
Hold on a second. There were 0 credentials. That could have just been a crazy person that somebody knew.
No, my buddy Tim Billy, who done some electrical work on my house. He's like, hey, you got to meet this guy.
So
weird job.
An old electrician buddy of yours got you an interview with Hula Brett.
Yeah. He was like,
and now you are convincing me that now all of our listeners have free tickets to the Hula Bowl.
No, and every kid in whatever counties he mentioned.
He mentioned them all.
All
he
counties.
said all counties.
Yeah, all counties
So
free.
Tom Van,
military, I think he said
Tom
free.
Van, electrician Tim, and Hula Brett are guaranteeing all trash children in Florida a free ticket to the Hula Bowl.
And then he said there's a pageant up front before the Hula Bowl. It's a pageant, like a beauty pageant.
What if this guy wasn't even remotely connected to the Hula Bowl?
I'm going to walk back there. I'm like, hey
ladies, very nice. Beautiful dog. Look what we have there.
I love walking backstage in a pageant.
Oh, my God.
And I own it. You want to walk wherever I want.
You want to do a couple of voicemails? Close out the segment?
Yeah.
All right, let me get some of these. Well, thank you again to Hula Brett for his time. That was really funny, dude. I love talking to interesting people, and that guy's about as interesting as you can get.
There
also couldn't tell his age. I can never tell albinos' ages. when I
He's
see
not
them
albino.
because they're so pink.
No, I think it's our
He
cameras.
was very pink. No, that's not my camera. That was on Zoom. Don't blame me for that. That's not me.
Well, Jeff
you don't even know how
Jeff was
He's
pink.
an albino. Jeff Howe is an albino.
Two albinos.
Jeff Howe's an albino.
No.
Jim Colbert's an albino. And Hula Brett. They're the three albinos.
What the hell?
We now have a character group called the three albinos.
What are they, Tanner?
They're very pink. They stay
They're in
inside all the
Florida.
time. Everybody's pinker now. I don't know if you've noticed this. I'm pinker now.
Well, go outside.
Can't. Computers are too good. All right. What? Here we go. We're going to do a couple of voicemails and close out the segment. This segment is entitled The Three Albinos.
In reference to the BDM show, speaking of the Hitler mustache.
Oh, we were talking about, we were just like, hey, what's the best mustache? And we were like, oh, the Hitler one. No, I just want to make sure everybody knows the context of this. We were talking about how Michael Jordan, when he did a series of Hanes commercials where he had a Hitler mustache, and we were like,
And he tried to win the marketing against Hitler, and he was like, I'm bigger than Hitler.
It's like when Kanye wore the MAGA hat, sort of.
Yeah, like he was trying to
take it back or something.
Steal the power away from Hitler and and then say and from now on people will know this.
They'll call this the Jordan.
Yeah, the Jordan stash, and that was his biggest loss.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
He lost that marketing battle.
Joe continues.
You guys listed a few people who had them, but you forgot the guy who had the Hitler mustache before Hitler, good old Charlie Chaplin. He was sporting the toothbrush, it is called the toothbrush mustache, far before Hitler. Don't give that asshole Nazi credit.
Oh, come on. You're right. We'll call it the Chaplin from here on out. We'll call it
but you don't understand. The marketing, we're not in control of the cultural sayings and what everybody knows. So us, by calling it the Charlie Chaplin, it will just confuse people.
It will.
We're not going to change.
It's a Hitler mustache. You're right.
Until society changes it or someone more famous rocks that mustache and then that changes it. Then it's
like
always
when anybody kneels, I still say Tebow.
You know what they did, and I noticed this. They have, obviously because it started as derogatory. I think the sitting Indian style, and they changed that to crisscross applesauce in society. That society has adopted
say cross-legged.
People say now I hear crisscross applesauce, and I heard
so baby.
That's it. That's what people now grew up hearing.
Cross-legged is like cross-legged. Just cross your legs.
That's the new thing.
Okay.
And now we're too old for it.
Yeah.
We'll never pick that up. I will continue till the day I die
to say Indian
by accident. I'll hold my tongue because I do this for a living. I know how to not say bad words and things like it. So when I say like I'll say sit cross-legged. But if you just caught me. And I'll be like Indian style, because that's my go-to. That's ingrained.
If I'm in my house and I feel like if I don't feel like anyone can see me, I'll say sit Indian style, and I'll actually use an Indian voice when I say it.
What's weird is that I thought
which is sort of confusing because I'm mixing both Native American with Indian.
Yes. Well, when I always heard Indian style, I thought it was India or Indian.
No.
And then it was
Native American.
Native American.
Yeah.
But what if I mean it as Indian?
They sit like that too.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of nations sit like that. A lot of Asian nations, Indian nations. If you are in Asia or India, you sit like that a lot more than we do. And we sit on tractors a lot more than you do.
You know what? They crouch down with their feet flat on the ground
to do.
But also they could do.
I can't do that. My hips.
Like I've been trying to train myself and stretch my Achilles so I could sit like that. I'm close.
But where you can sit on your
like that. That's a normal way that people in other countries sit to rest.
Yeah,
they'll go down flat-footed and then with their knees together. And then rest like that.
Yeah,
instead of sitting on the floor.
I have too many injuries.
You'll fall backwards.
Well, no, my knees can't. You could hold my arms and I could lower myself down, but it's virtually impossible. My joints are too screwed up.
Most people, especially our age, can't do that unless you started training to do that because you fall back because your whole back of your legs tighten up and your Achilles, so your feet can't be flat. They're on your tippy toes, and then that causes you to arc backwards.
Yeah, other people say cross leg like I say. Yeah, I say cross leg, I think. I don't even think I ever said... I think maybe when I was a kid I said Indian style. I wonder why because I don't say it because I'm editing myself. But I wonder why I say sit cross-legged.
It's because it's the correct...
Just naturally started saying that.
Yeah, you're describing the way to sit, but I heard like someone in their 20s say crisscross applesauce. And then sense. I was like, that person's young enough for it. The teachers taught him that when he was in kindergarten 20 years ago. When it was started to phase out. And sense. I was like, and then
early 2000s, sure.
And then another 100 years, the Indian style will never be a thing.
Yeah, that's true. Let's do one more.
Hey, Tom and Dan. I was just calling to ask a quick question. If I was wondering if there's any caller or call that, over the past 15 years now, for the Tom and Dan show that sticks out to you. Personally, the one that's at least most burned into my memory is the guy that killed the deer on the side of the road.
Yes.
He just kept trying to kill it, and he just couldn't, and it just got more and more terrible as time went on. That's a pretty standout call, I think, over the show's history. I was wondering if you guys have any honorable mentions. Thanks.
I'm going to share a little more than I maybe shared at that time. Like, thinking back on it now, I was a little shocked that people thought that was that bad. Because I think at the time, I thought it was funny, but I didn't think it was that bad. But there were people that were really, really, really upset about that show.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can go back and find it in...
And it wasn't like the guy was doing it live, so I think that's why I always felt like, well, why do you, like, he's just telling a story. There have been two stories that have made people mad, and that's one, and the other one is that our friend who lost all that weight told a story about defecating in a hotel room.
Oh,
those two stories are the two that I got email from people that are like, well, if this is the kind of show you're going to do, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. That was, I think it was entitled "The Worst Story Ever Told," and was it a BDM show or no?
I honestly,
it may have been a BDM show.
I honestly can't remember.
But I think you can go back now in our app and just search in "Worst Story Ever Told."
Just type in "worst,"
and then it may come up. But at this point in time, you'd have to be a BDM because it would be a OG recap show. Because just to explain, we do release every single week an old AMT, which is the Friday Free Show. We do a little intro before it, and it's about 4 years ago because our archive only goes back 100 shows. So it's longer than that. But if you're a BDM, you can go back to show number 1, and then you have basically all the old shows because we've released an OG show every week for more than 10 years now. And eventually, I've talked to Daniel about this. We were speaking about whether we should put every single recorded show we've ever done on some like website archive. And that you could organize and like here's every ACT, every BDM, every AMT, and in chronological order.
That would be like there's some people in the chat room are even asking like Podcast Media 2023 says, I wish y'all had 159 on there. 159 is in the if you're a BDM, it's on there.
Yeah. Like that's the key. Like if you are a BDM,
12/16/2013, Tyler Dubois says that is the worst story ever told. So there you go. December 16th of 2013. Wow. That's an old ass.
11 years.
That's an old ass show. But
almost 12 years
ago. You can go and find it. Yeah, it's like we had a guy complaining a little bit more about the app this morning when it has to do with Android stuff. We're still trying to tackle the idea of a better spot for everyone to go where you can find everything. Like you had the idea years ago of like having like all the interviews in one spot, and then every time repeat guests. So every time Seth's on, they're all in order. Every time Ross is there, they're all in order.
Database, but to put that together, the amount of time and.
But it's a lot of work, and we are effectively like a two-man now.
We'd have to obviously pay someone separately just to do that on their free time. And maybe that's an option. If you even wanted to consider tackling something like that, we'd pay you to do it. Because I thought about this too. Other than you could say who wants this, and probably not that many want access to every show we've ever done. But for us to have just this is what we've created for 15 plus years now. It's soon it'll be 20. It's here's every show we've ever done. And then to have that, even when we're retired or dead and gone, for our kids to have. I don't know. It's just we did create, it should be all in one place. Why not? Instead of just scattered into the internet and the leaves blow away your memory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
100%. So maybe we will pay to have someone put everything. Yeah. Because we have them all.
Yeah.
So just organizing
it's definitely doable. It's definitely something we can do. Yeah. So it's something to look into.
Because every show we've ever released is on Libsyn.
It is. Yeah. Everything we have is in one area or another. And then even beyond that, the amount of hard drives that I have that have everything on them, masters of both audio and video, it's an insane amount of stuff that we have. Yeah. And there's so many other ways to do it. Like some other people in the chat room were talking about, like Christine was talking about how the app doesn't work for her, and she's been admittedly spoiled by Patreon. If we did a Patreon, we couldn't survive because of the amount of money they take. Patreon is a completely different animal.
And if the only problem is not getting the BDM show through the app, we could show you, and we've been saying that to anybody, just email us, and then we'll show you how to get the BDM show in your podcast.
Just use the RSS feeds. Yeah, I'll give you the RSS feeds if you email me. I mean, that's no problem at all. I can totally do that.
And then the Friday free show and every corporate time you can get on your podcast device, Google Podcasts or Apple Podcasts. And so those will always work. And then there's RSS feed players. You can get our BDM show.
I mean,
and so we'll give that to you.
But everything's always ever changing, and you used to be able to do RSS on Spotify. I think they took it away. So it's I mean, we'll get there. I mean, I'm trying to be better at not letting it get me bent out of shape, because effectively we've been working on the app and trying to get hours dialed in for
changes all the time.
Our entire career,
every year new phones change something, and then it'll break something.
Yeah,
and so it's just a constant. That's why most people just have used the third-party app, because they're like, "Why am I doing my own app?"
Yeah, why even bother?
They've abandoned that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Corolla used to do his own app and stuff, and I saw other podcasts.
I think Marin used to do. A lot of people did, and they just abandoned. I mean, hell, WWE abandoned their app. I mean, it's a thing. But anyway, we have to take a break.
Yep, we will see you tomorrow.